Now back to the Keeler Show.
Well, good morning. And there's a reason why Megan feels so happy right now. You're all peppy. You're all smiling. Still cold outside. I know it's getting may get a little warmer, and we have some rain, and then by the Sunday, maybe into the low 50s, mid 50s. But you are going on vacation.
Kinda, yes. I'm giving you a vacation.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna dump that because you don't want to talk about that, right? I forgot about that. Well, people will know.
It's all right.
Anyway,
she's flying on the cuckoo nest.
The cuckoo nest, which is what flying feels like today, as a matter of fact. So
She's leaving us for a week.
Anyway, we have a so I can just there's a pep in your step is what I guess I'm trying to say.
There's a pep in my step, and how about this? I kind of had a pep in my step until my cat decided to go, oh, you paid off your credit card bill? Let me have a medical emergency. And Bill. So shout out to Clinton Pet Vet for seeing her last minute. And we're going to find out more about what she did to herself. I swear, pets have a uncanny sixth sense. They either know A, when you have money that you're ready to save, B, you're in a really good mood, or C, you're going on vacation. It's so weird, but they plan it perfectly. And I've just paid off my credit card. I'm going, yes, I could finally save. I could do all of these things. And,
boom.
Boom. Yep.
It's what they do. I believe our cat is an addict, an addict to those treats that you get that, I swear to God, every time I stand up, the cat is running around me wanting, and this cat doesn't like me. We don't get along, yet she loves treats.
You're her dealer.
I feel like that's it. I'm her big daddy or something.
She's just like scratching herself like, Bill, do you have any more of those treats?
The treats. All right. Did you know that the Temptations and Four Tops are coming to the Turning Stone Resort and Casino? It happens later on this month, and tickets are on sale right now. We have tickets to give away, a pair of tickets to 5 different people, and at some point next week, we're going to ask you to name the songs in this medley. Okay, that's good. Thank you, Davey. The Temptations and the Four Tops are coming to the Turning Stone April 27th, 8 p.m. at the Event Center, and it is their 40th anniversary tour.
How
now,
exciting.
I'm going to play for you the medley, and it's up to you to pick out the songs, okay?
All right. And I cannot enter, right?
You cannot, but I would love it if you were to write them down, and I will tell you if you're even close.
So you made it hard. You did B-sides, didn't you?
Every time I did it, there are no B-sides. These are all hits.
Oh, okay.
Every time I finished it, I would play it back, and my conscience would say that is too easy. So I hope I haven't made it too hard, but I will tell you there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits in here. It's either the Temptations or the Four Tops. And if you're an expert at this, or even if you just kind of enjoy trying to figure it out, see if you can figure out which 6 songs, some are easier than others, which 6 songs there are. And I won't let you, we'll do it off. You can call in and we won't put you on the air, but I'll let you call in to see how well you're doing.
All right.
All right. So if you were to say the 6 songs and I'd say you got 2 wrong, you can go back to the drawing board. So here it is. This is the Temptations/Four Tops medley for tickets to see them at the Event Center at the Turning Stone Resort and Casino.
You made it hard.
There are 6 songs in there, believe it or not.
Now, that is good, but it's a worthy prize.
Yeah, and these are great seats. And one more time, listen to... Yeah, I'll play it several times today. for you to check out. But yeah, this is pretty good. Davey, you look like you knew exactly what was going on there. Any ideas? There are a couple in there I know you definitely know.
Yeah, I know a few, but
Yeah.
not all of them.
You actually know all of them. It's just elements of the song that you might not normally focus on. So
You
there you
listen
go.
to your conscience. That's what happened.
Made it a little on the difficult side. We have a whole bunch to get to today. Tonight is a big night. I know Davey likes doing this because you get some great autographs and pictures and hang with some of the SU players, men and women, men's and women's basketball. It's celebrity all-star wheelchair basketball.
Yeah, I got a great picture from my friend that works at Syracuse. He emailed it to me, and I blew it up. It's when Donnie Freeman and J.J. Starling announced that they were coming back. So it's like both of them on the court. I'm looking forward to getting that signed tonight.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And listen, you never know. They have a great year. They head off to the NBA, and the rest is history. This morning, obviously, we know the tariffs were paused yesterday. Stock market shot way up. Now it looks like futures have the market going down. It seems like there were warnings. I think the story that I saw, there were 3 people close to the president who went to him yesterday and said, "We are looking at a potential collapse. There are signs in the market right now that are disturbing, and we really feel that we should pause the tariffs on everybody but China." And they did. What I enjoyed was people who are not necessarily Trump fans. How they responded to it, and with a bit of joy and I told you so, and a little bit of look at all how those the very wealthy in the country and in the world were able to make big money by buying low and selling when the price shot up. All of a sudden they get value, and then those who are big supporters of the president. Listen, it was crazy. On Tuesday they were praising the tariffs. On Wednesday, they were talking about why it was so important and the right move for the president to stop the tariffs. Some people have his back no matter what. Some people are against him no matter what. Wherever you fall into that category.
There was one Republican congressman. I'm trying to remember his name off the top of my head, but yesterday when he changed his tune about tariffs, he said, "Whose neck do I choke when we go into a recession?"
Yeah, I don't know who that was.
Yeah, I'm trying to...
It may have been Rand Paul. He's been against this all along and always has been against it. We'll talk to Ryan.
Senator Tom Tillis of North Carolina, a Republican. He says, "Whose throat do I get to choke if the tariffs fail?"
Tanya Powers will speak with Tanya in regards to the Trump administration. They're weighing the use of drone strikes against cartels in Mexico.
Wow.
That would be an interesting move. Ryan Schmelz is on with the president's big, beautiful spending bill. Love the titles. Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers Wanted Person of the Week is a real crazy story. And we'll get into that with New Hartford Police Department. Officer Pat Sacco will be on later on this morning.
Yeah, this guy's crazy.
The
the story is
crazy.
The story itself is crazy. I misspoke. I forgot an important word.
That is true. Very brilliant man. Brilliant. Very brilliant. Boy, what a crazy story.
It's a wild swim from start to finish.
There's a lot of talk on the Algonquin apartments and the shutdown. That if you've seen inside, or if you know anyone, this is really rough. And we do have someone coming on today. He actually was the former owner of the Algonquin apartments, and we'll speak with, is it Hamza? Later on this morning. Beth Irons is in because we're heading into that real nice springtime season where you can take advantage of their Oneida County Public Market. We'll do that. John Decker from Gray TV is coming up as well, and much more to get to here today. I got to tell you, there is a recall out there that just...
Which one?
Skeeved me out today, and... It is the recall on butter.
Oh,
There
yes.
is, and this is butter that you may very well, because I buy this brand. In this case, it's the package that has, I believe, 2 sticks of butter in it.
2 4-ounce sticks.
And it has in it, they say, because of high levels. Do you have it in front of you? Because I can't find the story here.
Yes, I do. I'm going to do. Do you want me to do a drum roll or anything to?
No, just feel free to.
So it's found.
Oh, here it is. I've got it now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll let you take it away.
It's feces, really, in all. When
High
you get
levels
right down
of
to it.
coliform, which is a bacteria found in animal waste.
So now this is the Cabot Creamery Extra Creamy Premium Butter with sea salt. The butter, which is sold in 8-ounce packages, contains 2 sticks of butter in the box. The recalled butter, we'll put up the UPC and all that stuff, but I would just be aware that if you've recently purchased that butter, you might not want to. You might not want to consume it. That is Cabot Creamery Extra Creamy Premium Butter, sea salted. And
it's delicious. But treat it.
Yeah.
I would return it for a full refund. This is not something you want to toy with.
Richard is right here. As the bond market crashed, Trump had no choice but to back off on the tariffs, back them down to 10% on all countries but China. That is true. It was one of the warning signs yesterday was the bond market was abnormally plummeting. But the damage was done, according to Richard, already. A recession is this is Richard. He says recession is a guarantee because of this.
Oh, what was it? Our 4th one since 2001?
Well, all I would say is any absolutes in this day and age, I don't know. He's using the word guarantee, and I find that to be Richard, I'm just saying, a tough word to use. Davey, did you notice there have been some NFL referees who have been either fired or demoted?
No, I didn't see that. I didn't see that.
Remember the story? Remember the referee? Now I gotta confirm this.
It was a baseball umpire. I remember.
No, these are NFL referees. Remember the referee who, when Josh Allen, put his head down and plowed forward, the referee came across the field with the ball and went backwards by like 1.5 yards.
Yeah, I remember that.
And nothing changed on that, but it was clearly we watched it happen.
Yeah.
And I'm told he was fired from the NFL.
Wow.
But then there are 3 officials who have been sent back to the college ranks. Second-year umpire James Carter, third-year line judge Robin DiLorenzo, and first-year judge Robert Richardson, officials that have been sent back down. You don't get sent down because you're really good. Would you agree with that?
Yes. That's like being demoted down to single A or triple A baseball.
Right. If you get sent back to, triple A or double A in baseball, that would not be a good thing. But there you go. That's a little interesting side story when it comes to football. I got a whole bunch more to get to here this morning. And
so I don't know if you want to use it or not, but I kind of came up with the free money question for today.
Ooh.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Is it good? Is it tricky? Is it Google-proof, Davey?
I would ask you what is it, but that would give it all away, right?
Yeah.
What is the amount of money you're looking at today?
$250.
Oh, he's confident.
$250.
You don't have to use it if you don't want to.
Well, look,
we're interested now.
I don't know what it is.
You dangled the carrot in front of us.
Maybe you just let me see it, and we'll go from there. It'll be
okay.
Davey's question on this Thursday. I like it. You think it's a doozy? I can tell you're very proud. Let's use it.
He's smiling.
We'll talk about it. I'll look at the question coming up. That'll happen about 7:35. And Wayne, you're asking what's wrong with the butter. The butter has basically feces, a high level of feces in it.
Animal feces.
It's the Cabot. It has 2 sticks in the package. I never buy the 2 sticks. I always get the one with the
chunk.
with the 4 sticks.
Oh.
Or the full block of butter.
Yeah, that makes buttering a pan so much
Cabot
easier.
Creamery with extra creamy with sea salt. It is, unfortunately, extra creamy. You don't want to eat it.
With a special surprise.
We'll put that up on our website and all of that. Coming up, we'll speak with Tanya Powers at WIBX.
Every once in a while, something that sounds too good to be true is actually, in fact, true. How would you like up to $4,000 of free windows? And when I say $4,000 of free windows, I mean $4,000 of free windows. No gimmicks or games. You don't have to buy $4,000 to get $4,000 free. You just get up to $4,000 of free windows through Patriot Home Solutions and NYSERDA. Of course, some restrictions apply, but none of these restrictions are income-based, and you don't have to sit through a long, drawn-out sales presentation. Give Patriot a call at 315-401-0440, and they can quickly tell you over the phone if you qualify or how you can get qualified. That's 315-401-0440. These aren't any windows. They're high-quality, custom-fitted windows designed to save energy and keep the cold air out all winter. Your window solution is Patriot Home Solutions. Online at patriothomesolutions.com.
Celebrate Amerique Credit Union's 75th anniversary with an extra 0.75% off your auto and rec loans. Apply today at amerique.org/loan sale.
Good morning. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM news time is 6:31. I'm Megan Stone with your news update. It is 27 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Your full weather forecast is coming up next. Your news is brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit clintontractor.net. As you just heard, over 1,700 pounds of butter is being recalled over bacterial contamination. Now listen up, because it does affect New York. The FDA says the product has high levels of coliform. It's a bacteria that is found in animal waste. The recall, it affects Cabot's Creamery's extra creamy premium butter with sea salt. It was sold in packs of 2 4-ounce sticks across multiple states. If you have this, check the UPC code. Bill will have the story out on WIBX950.com in a moment. And if you have this affected product, return it. Do not consume it. Wegmans is announcing the recall of another product that has been found on its store shelves. The supermarket chain is recalling its brand of bagged braised beef with vegetables due to concerns it could contain a white rubber foreign material. The item has a best buy day of April 16th, and so far there have been no illnesses connected to this recall. Anyone who purchased the product can return it for a full refund. A Bronx grandmother will reportedly finally fly back home following a battle over her emotional support parrot. Maria Fatarigo had been stranded in Puerto Rico because Frontier Airlines refused to let her fly back to JFK with the African gray earlier this month. This after she was able to board with the bird on her flight to the island. Frontier admitted that was a mistake and goes against their ban on large birds in the cabin. ABC 7 reports that the pair will soon be able to get on a return flight, although the details are unclear. Fratarigo says she's had Plucky for more than 20 years. That's the name of her African gray parrot. And that the two got especially close after her husband, who worked for the NYPD, died of 9/11 related cancer in 2019. Your WIBX news time is 6:33. Here is your full weather forecast.
Rain coming in this afternoon, 43. Tonight, occasional rain, but then some rain and snow, maybe a period of snow late tonight, early tomorrow. And then rain tomorrow afternoon, 43. Could be up to an inch or so. Obviously, there may be more in the higher elevations. Or rain over the weekend. I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick from the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
27 degrees right now under mostly cloudy skies. I'm Megan Stone.
Davey, you remember Fred, not Hula Hoop Fred. We have many of the Hula Hoop Fred. I heard from him recently, too. He's doing really well. And I think he's down in Austin or somewhere.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But you remember Fred Dunleavy.
Yeah, music man Fred.
Human Billboard Fred was the music. It was unbelievable. I think we went like 50 or 55 songs in a row where we played just like 1 second of the song and he would automatically tell us what the song was and what the artist was, which artist. Anyway, he would be able to pull this off. This is the Temptations / Four Tops medley. If you can figure out the 5 songs, I don't want to say how many, but I can tell you there are Temptations songs here and Four Tops songs. The 2 are playing at the Turning Stone Resort and Casino coming up later on in the month. Tickets are on sale right now. And you could win the tickets if next week you can tell us the titles of these 6 songs. Listen here. This is one of those medleys, I swear that when I got done doing it, I just kind of smirked a little bit. Like, this one's going to be a little tough. One more time. Here it is. There you go. If you can figure that out, or if you need a little, at the very least, a little clue whether or not you're doing well, or I guess that's all I'm able to say. Feel free. You could call in and I'll let you know. Also, Mike and Skyler is a good one with this stuff. He's really, really good when it comes to figuring out the music. We'll play it again coming up for you. Stand by. Tony Powers coming up on the Trump administration's use of drones against the cartels in Mexico. We'll get into that with Tanya coming up at WIBX.
Now at Kubota Orange Days, your local Kubota dealer at White's Farm Supply is delivering the savings you need for the life you love. Join us on Saturday, April 26th at our Waterville location for the exclusive deals on America's favorite compact tractors. We'll help you find the perfect match with special Orange Days financing and savings. Don't miss this chance to save on the Kubota you've always wanted. Only at White's Farm Supply in Waterville on Saturday, April 26th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
White's Farm Supply.
Clearing out your home or commercial building, John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation will handle it for you. We handle residential or any size commercial property, before and after estate sale cleanouts, or any junk removal service. John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation is a 5-star rated and background checked business, providing service you can count on, and we're fully insured in the industry. Call John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation today and take the stress out of your mess.
Easter reminds us that new beginnings are possible. You can help the Rome Rescue Mission provide the chance for a new beginning for a family in our area. It is the Rome Rescue Mission's goal to help families in need to celebrate this Easter season. You can help a family of 5 this Easter with your generous support of $25. For $25, the Rome Rescue Mission will provide a family of 5 with a hot meal and give them a memorable Easter celebration. A feeling of safety, a feeling of knowing that someone cares. From there, a person can rebuild a life. Through resurrection power comes freedom from the past and an unlimited future. Everyone deserves a chance at a new beginning. Won't you help make that happen for families in our area this season? Rome Rescue Mission, giving hope and loving the lost. Please donate now at romemission.org. That's romemission.org. Rome Rescue Mission, a hand up, not a handout.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to goodrx.com/GLP. That's goodrx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Hi everyone, it's Lisa from Fit Body Bootcamp. Have you been feeling a little stressed lately? Well, my friends, you are not alone. April is National Stress Awareness Month, and at Fit Body, we help our members de-stress by providing challenging 30-minute fat-burning workouts and exceptional nutrition support to help you boost your mood and help you de-stress. But don't wait, join us today in Clinton or Whitesboro, and let us bring some happiness into your life. Your first 3 sessions are free. See you soon.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Hey, I want to say Steve Ponte Mazda, the Move to Mazda sales event continues. Save on a new Mazda lease. Enjoy 0.9% APR financing new 2025 Mazda CX-30s, CX-5s and 50s, CX-70s, and CX-90s. The CX-90 comes either regular or as a hybrid. Mazda finished 2024 with a 16.8% sales increase year over year and was awarded more IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus awards than any other brand. And you know what? In customer service, it's Steve Pani Mazda. Number one nationally in customer satisfaction, customer service. It's just the way they treat you. And Rick says, come on in and let us help you make a deal on a new Mazda. Right now, some great opportunities to get in there. What do we say? Get in before it's too late, I guess. And Daylight Donuts, the official coffee of the Keeler in the Morning radio show. The coffee is amazing. Seattle's best. Try their iced coffee and their amazing cold brew coffee. Everything's made fresh every morning, including the donuts. The croissants. You can try their brand new breakfast sandwich, which I just crave every day. It's the egg white frittata made with egg white, spinach, tomato, and feta cheese. And have it on a bagel, English muffin, or on their homemade, fresh every day croissants. Daylight Donuts in the village of New Hartford. And it is that time. Easter is just around the corner. Order your snowflake rolls for Easter dinner. Sign up in advance and pick them up Easter weekend. We do this for our Easter dinner every year. Thanksgiving as well, and Christmas. You get a couple bags of those snowflake rolls that are great dinner rolls, and they melt in your mouth. You can tell I'm very hungry right now.
Oh, no.
Trying not to. Well, I can't eat for an hour after I take my medicine anyway.
Oh, I thought you were doing that intermittent fasting.
No, but I don't eat when I'm on. You can't eat when you're on the radio. It just messes, especially when you're on continuously. So I really don't eat anything anyway till 10 o'clock. But I don't know.
I can help you out.
Abnormally hungry right now. Tanya Powers on the line from Fox News Radio. Tanya, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Abnormally hungry, Tanya. I don't know why. It's weird. It's a little odd. Trump administration weighing in weighs the possible decision of using drone strikes against cartels in Mexico. I think the part of this that makes me a little nervous, Tanya, is Mexico says, you better not. That makes me a little bit nervous.
Well, there was also and you're right about President Sheinbaum's response. I'm going to get to more of that in just a second. But there was a top Pentagon official on Tuesday that basically said special operations forces do not have the authority to launch drone strikes at drug cartels in Mexico. You may recall that President Trump has designated the cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. But according to testimony before a Senate committee, there was the Assistant Defense Secretary for Special Ops. He told them that that designation does not automatically give the U.S. military the okay to take direct action against the cartels in Mexico. As you mentioned, President Sheinbaum had a rather unambiguous response to the idea of the U.S. military launching drone strikes in Mexico. She has staunch opposition to any kind of military action. Her response was, we do not agree with any kind of intervention or interference. This was on Tuesday. She said, this has been very clear. We coordinate, we collaborate, but we are not subordinate, and there is no meddling in these actions.
Very interesting. And while the reality is there has been a problem, the number of people crossing over into the United States is almost down. It's down to the lowest number we've seen in years. So you wonder, is there still justification to go in and to go into a sovereign nation without permission or approval is, I would think, would be a bit of a no-no.
Yeah, and that's kind of what her point was, that, they're a sovereign nation. And like you said, that is usually frowned upon, especially when you have someone who is, we've worked closely with them on other things regarding, the border and stuff like that in recent weeks. But she's apparently drawing the line at this and says, no, that's not okay.
Right.
Yeah. And Tanya, you mentioned how Mexico has unilaterally rejected the idea of a drone response to take out the cartel. My question to you is, you know how the Trump administration designated the Sinaloa cartel and other Mexican drug cartels as global terrorist organizations, and I believe Tren de Aragua he also classified as a terrorist organization. Is this seen as a stepping stone to such action to justifying drone use?
Well, that's what the the assistant defense secretary for special ops was saying there at the Senate was just because it's got that designation now, then it does not give the U.S. authority to do anything like this, just because that they have said that. Now, if they were in the U.S. and designated as a foreign terrorist organization, that's a different story. But going into another country to launch drone strikes against them, that seems to be the sticking point, especially with Mexico's president.
Yeah. Wow.
All right, interesting stuff. And you wonder how many drones are being used to bring drugs across over the border. Drones don't necessarily get stopped by big walls. You really wonder if the drug cartels are already using drones. Gotta wonder. Tanya, as always, we appreciate your time. Have a wonderful day in the Big Apple. Thanks.
Thanks.
A couple of comments. Speaking of drones, Mike says, I wonder how the wall will deal with this is it. How the wall will deal with the cartels if they decide to use drones to bring drugs across the border. And imagine if the Hells Angels started causing a ruckus in Canada, and Canada made the decision to do a drone strike on the Hells Angels headquarters in California. How would we handle that? Probably not really well. Davey, I will tell you, the Mets had their win streak broken yesterday.
So sad.
Wayne talking about Sosa. He is not off to a home run hitting start.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money to inspire Pete Alonso, who's been red hot.
Speaking of the other New York team, the Yankees, they were winning 4-0.
Good for them.
Well, they had 5-0 lead. Max Fried had one heck of a game. No walks, 11 strikeouts. So I had to do I work long here on Wednesday, so I got home and listened to the game. Devin Williams, the new closer from the Yankees that they got from the Brewers, blew the game. They ended up winning 5-4. This guy, from what Jim Rondinelli told me, this guy is not going to be reliable for the Yankees as their closer. This is the only thing that I'm bumping about is the closer situation for the Yankees.
I almost feel like Andrew's back, Davey. I feel like Andrew's back here.
He's stepping into his shoes.
This story is a doozy in Georgia.
Oh, boy.
A man in Georgia called 911 earlier this year after his wife saw someone snooping around their house. And in the middle of the call, while he is calling 911, he literally heard the dispatcher ordering a McGriddle from McDonald's for breakfast. Here's Dylan Johnson talking about his 911 call, talking about the breakfast order, and I believe this is the Chatham County Commissioner, or the Commission Chairman, Chester Ellis. It'd be our probably county executive. Here's the audio.
My wife called me while I was at work at about 9:30 and said someone, was snooping around the house, knocking on the doors, banging on the windows and stuff. I was panicking because, my wife is home alone with my 5-month-old daughter, and I was, coming home not knowing what I was going to come home to.
McGriddle? Sorry, what?
That should never happen. Your ordering breakfast should be different from your answering a call, and the two should never intertwine.
That you think?
Someone's getting fired.
That is so funny. You got to hear this again.
My wife called me while I was at work at about 9:30 and said someone, was snooping around the house, knocking on the doors, banging on the windows and stuff. I was panicking because, my wife is home alone with my 5-month-old daughter, and I was, coming home not knowing what I was going to come home to.
McGriddle? Sorry, what?
That should never happen. Your ordering breakfast should be different from your answering a call, and the two should never intertwine.
Oh my gosh.
If you are ordering breakfast, you probably should not. And I get it; these guys are probably working long shifts, but if you are ordering breakfast, you probably shouldn't take the call.
And I also think that person is a little insulted that their safety takes less priority than a McDonald's McGriddle. I mean, at least order the hotcakes.
Yes, you and Scott. You and Scott could really make a team and a half with a rim shot.
Just put us in front of a live audience and we'll put them to sleep.
And you are in front of a live audience right now as we speak.
My condolences.
And then one more. Several pallbearers injured. Imagine you've been given the honor of being a pallbearer at someone's funeral who you probably think the world of or thought the world of, and they've now passed. The pallbearers walking towards the cemetery and through the cemetery towards the gravesite, and boom, several of the pallbearers injured when they fell into the grave while carrying the casket. Here's audio of the structure collapsing, and it was a structure they were walking over, but the whole thing collapsed, and they went in. This is Maribel Rodriguez talking about the incident. Here we go.
It was just a horrible incident that happened in a bad moment. The casket laid on top of him, and he was out like a light. His face was in the mud. The whole thing was trembling. It was like wobbly. It was unstable. It was all wet and soaked. I think that they should apologize. I think that there should be some reimbursement involved, being that the ceremony was interrupted. Nothing was done properly.
So the interestingly, there were people that were probably saying, "This is Antonio. This is the message. He's sending us a message from above already. Sending us a message.
I'm taking you down with me."
Here is Mike and Skylar. Good morning, Mike.
Hey, how you doing?
All right, listen carefully. Are you ready?
Yes.
Here is the Temptations / Four Tops medley. Okay, and you tell me how many you think you know. Here we go. Here it is. I'm going to put a pause before I start it. What do you think of that?
Probably maybe 2 or 3. I'm going to have to.
There are.
How many times you're gonna play that?
I'll play it enough for you to try to record it. I'm sure. We'll play it. I'm going to play it a number of times. But it's 6. By the way, there are 6 songs in there. Remember that there are 6.
6.
And if it looks like, I would prefer them in order. Yeah, because it would be easy just to start banging out big Temptation songs.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. You
kind of need it.
You want to be someone guessing.
Yeah. Okay, on the Yankees. Are you taking Andrew's place to complain about the Yankees? Is that what your role is going to be?
Well, I'll definitely voice. Yeah, I'll definitely voice.
Okay, you're going to voice your opinion.
Oh, my God. That game yesterday, it was like, first it was like nothing for a while, and Max Fried was doing a great job. They went like the 7 innings. And Rice getting that 2-run home run again, which was good, and that started. And thank God they got the 4 runs, because I think that game would have went the other way, especially with the appearance from the new closer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But they were saying too that they're making it's only going to make excuses. Well, sometimes closers are not as effective if they have like a big league, but it doesn't matter. You're the closer. You're paid to be in that position. You should be going in and getting out.
But do you think though that I understand if all of a sudden he starts blowing games for each time he comes in, but this is just one game. I mean, I think you guys got to relax a little bit.
Well, there's a couple that I've seen. I think he appeared in that first game of the season too, and he was running into trouble. So watching those 2 appearances, it's almost like you're looking at Holmes version 2.0.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it doesn't go in. But you're right. It's too early. It's not enough games.
Well, I'm kind of okay with the Holmes version 3.0 with the Mets. Forget the 2.0. He's pitching pretty well as a starter for the Mets. Yeah, I'm just saying.
And then also the other guy that was on Detroit, I think Canley went to Detroit. I think it, right, Davey?
Yeah, Tommy Canley. Tommy Canley. Yeah. You're right, Mike.
Yeah, so he pitched, and with his appearance, I think not yesterday, but the day when they lost. But he comes in, he's doing good. It's like he leads the team, and he's doing phenomenal against them. Yeah. But and he's the one that pitches that. He's the one that Boone got. I was so mad when Boone put him in last year, because he's the one that he always pitches a changeup, right? So you always know what's coming, and he's the one that gave up like one of the big home runs that lost the game, and it's like,
Yeah,
why would you go to him
in the World Series?
Long season. Don't let it bother you. It's still a long way to go. So,
Do you notice? Did you notice one person that didn't play in the games? At least I didn't notice. Was Mr. Gleyber Torres? I wonder if he bashed the
he's out or
Yankees.
something. I think he's on the injured list.
Okay.
I believe. I think 'cause they did show him, but I think he's not playing.
Yeah, I'm bored by the Yankee talk. All right, have fun, Mike. You have fun. It's a long season.
Yes,
this is
it's
just
early.
April. You've got
We're
a
not
long
even
ways
in
to
May
go.
yet. I know we're never even May
You're
yet.
never going to make it. Oh, my Lord. All right, thank you,
We'll
Mike.
take a relax today. We have a day off. We'll see what happens tomorrow.
Just relax. You'll be fine. Okay, thank you. When the Yankees are in the World Series, you'll be fine. Okay, man, thank you. Have a great day, and work on those songs, Temptations and Four Tops. There is a video out there of a guy skiing on the slopes in Colorado. And as he's coming down the mountain, luckily he's going fast because he almost collided with a huge black bear.
Oh.
And this is, you always kind of wonder, could you, if you were in a situation, I mean, obviously we deal with the bears. I guess this was a grizzly bear in Colorado. We deal with the bears here. And, I wonder, could you, if I ever had to, could you outrun a bear? And they say you cannot.
You cannot.
And this bear was flying across the trail, as he's coming downhill, as he's downhill skiing. And he sees the bear, moves over to his left, and then but had he wiped out and been startled or collided with the bear, I don't know what could have been really, really bad.
Oh my gosh, Bill, you're unlocking so many fears this morning. Falling into a grave as a pallbearer, now getting eaten by a bear while skiing.
Well, I'm really trying to really mess with your head.
I appreciate it, Bill. Thank you.
70-year-old foster mom in Missouri is accused of trying to trade a teenage girl for a pet monkey. Some are saying that Brenda Deutsch may have wanted to boost her exotic animal collection with the trade. And really, the kid bored her. The animals, really exciting. Here's the prosecutor, Mike Wood, explaining the accusations that are made against the foster mom.
We'll have to do some deeper dives into hopefully their communications to see if that trade was actually for consideration, if that was for the purposes of human trafficking. And we don't know that yet, but it is an allegation that's out there that we need to look into.
Yeah, of course it is. And Justin Bieber in the news.
Oh, boy.
He confronted the paparazzi yesterday while heading into a coffee shop in Palm Springs. What do they say? Smile, just wave, and keep walking unless you want to create a scene on TMZ. And maybe that's what he was looking for. So he got into it with them. Here's how it went down when about 4 guys with cameras were standing around outside the coffee shop.
Good morning. No, not good morning. You already know. Why are you here? You already know.
I'm assuming you kind of need the video to be able to realize he's yelling at them. Yeah. And do you really care at the end of the day? Probably not.
Yeah, there's
well, I'm not sure. Maybe you do. But at the end of the day, had he just smiled and waved, he wouldn't be in the news probably. And a woman named November June Brown made a funny Instagram video acting out how people constantly ask her about her name being November June. For instance, she wasn't born in November. She wasn't born in June. But she plays both roles. By the way, the month names run in the family. It's something that has started years and years ago with her great-great-grandparents. Here is November June Brown talking about her
Your
name.
real name is November. Yes. Were you born in November? No. I mean, I've met an April before, but that's really cool that that's your name. My mom, her name is April. Oh, so it's like a thing. Next you're going to tell me you've got like a June or a January. My middle. June is also my grandma's name, and it's my middle name. And I'm...
Yeah. Take it for what it is. And a restaurant in Thailand, I know I've gone over time, I apologize, because there's a controversy in Thailand. A restaurant there is discriminating against heavy people, or maybe just Americans in general. In Thailand, there's a restaurant that will allow you to come in and eat, but only if you can fit between the 2 metal bars. 2 metal bars. If you can fit in, then they let you come in and they let you eat. If you're too wide to fit in between the 2 metal bars, then they do not allow you to come in. Gotta love it. We'll have a full news and sports and all of that, but weather coming up. And we are going to turn to rain. A lot of rain in the forecast for tomorrow. And then into the weekend, it looks like Sunday will be the first really nice, decent day, as we'll go into the mid-50s with some sunshine on Sunday. Ray Stajic will have your full weather forecast as we head through this Thursday. Coming up next on WIBX.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome,
W295EI,
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
Another American jailed in Russia set free. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
This is so important, and it shows that this country now, under President Trump, is going to be diligent and aggressive in getting Americans home.
Republican Senator Ashley Moody reacting on Fox a short time ago after Ksenia Karelina was released, now flying back to the U.S.
Karelina was arrested in January of 2024 in Yekaterinburg during a visit to see her family. She was jailed for donating about $50 to a charity supporting Ukraine on the first day of Russia's invasion. The court found her guilty of high treason, sentencing her to imprisonment in a penal colony. The amateur ballerina and Los Angeles resident became a U.S. citizen in 2021. Her family and her loved ones have been vocal in their efforts demanding her release.
That's Fox's Alex Hogan. It was a prisoner swap, releasing a German-Russian dual citizen the U.S. had wanted for supplying Russia's military with technology. Now a tariff update. The European Union has just agreed to a 90-day pause to its retaliation on charging American exports the morning after President Trump paused reciprocal tariffs he'd put in place, saying we need to fix trade imbalances.
No other president would have done what I did. No other president. I know the presidents. They wouldn't have done it.
Now, President Trump is keeping in place a 10% tariff on most imports and increased the one on Chinese goods to 125% after China retaliated with bigger tariffs. Now, on Wall Street, stock futures are dropping again, nearly 500 points for the Dow, after the Dow's nearly 3,000 points surge and a big rebound yesterday because of this pause. The president says he knows his tariff policies had spooked investors.
They were getting yippy, you know? They were getting a little bit yippy, a little bit afraid.
It's up to 184 people dead now in that Dominican Republic nightclub disaster when the roof collapsed early Tuesday. Among the dead, singer Ruby Perez, who was performing when the roof came down. More than 200 people injured. America's listening to Fox News.
When you hear the term living better, what do you think about? More money? A bigger house? Maybe a yacht? What about how you feel physically? How you wake up each day? How you sleep? What activities you can and cannot do? When you feel good, life is good. So if pain is affecting your life, see how Relief Factor can help. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, it doesn't just mask pain temporarily, it helps reduce or even eliminate pain. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. So give their 3-week quick start a try. It's only $19.95, less than $1 a day. And it just takes a phone call, 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're hurting, in 3 weeks or even days, Relief Factor can give you a chance to rediscover the true meaning of living better again. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
House Republicans passed a bill they say reins in judicial activism that had been blocking the Trump agenda with lawsuits challenging the president's actions. It's called the No Rogue Rulings Act, and it limits U.S. District Judge rulings, not allowing them to impose nationwide injunctions. Democrats oppose the bill, countering that the lawsuits are the only way to stop Trump actions they claim are illegal. Republicans not yet united on another bill, though, a bigger one to fund the Trump agenda.
In the face of a likely rebellion by fiscal hawks, Speaker Mike Johnson's putting off a vote on a spending plan. That plan's meant to move President Trump's agenda ahead on border security, defense, energy, and taxes. But the Senate version only cuts about $4 billion. The House version calls for at least $1.5 trillion in spending cuts.
That's Fox's Jill Nato. Republicans are hoping that they can have a vote today before a recess. That bill, even as far as taxes, would extend the 2017 Trump tax cuts. An emotional night in the NBA.
Luka Doncic wiped away tears as the Mavericks played a video tribute prior to the Lakers matchup against Dallas Wednesday night. And then he got down to business. Doncic finished the game with 45 points, scoring 31 in the first half as the Lakers defeated the Mavericks 112-97. It was the first game back in Dallas for Doncic after the Mavericks completed arguably the most stunning trade in NBA history 2 months ago, sending the 5-time All-NBA player to Los Angeles for Anthony Davis. With the win, the Lakers wrapped up a playoff spot, while the Mavericks are guaranteed a losing record, though Dallas is still in position to make the play-in tournament. Joe Morgan, Fox News.
They're getting ready to tee off at Augusta in Georgia this hour at the famed Masters Tournament, golf's first major of the year. Scotty Scheffler hopes to repeat as winner with a green jacket. Tiger Woods not playing, recovering from an injury. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Good morning. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM news time is 7:05. I'm Megan Stone with your news update, brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit clintontractor.net. It is currently 27 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Your full weather forecast will be coming up next. New Hartford police are asking the public to help them locate a suspect they are actively seeking. Authorities are searching for 56-year-old Michael Sprague, who is facing numerous charges stemming from a March 14th incident. Sprague is charged with unlawful fleeing, aggravated unlicensed operation of a motor vehicle, reckless driving, passing a red light, failure to maintain lane, failure to notify address change, operating without insurance, and other charges. He is described as being approximately 5'6" and 145 pounds. Anyone with knowledge of his whereabouts is asked to contact police at 315-724-7111. You can read the full story on WIBX950.com. A Utica man was arrested for allegedly burglarizing the Deerfield Firehouse. The Oneida County Sheriff's Office said deputies were called to the firehouse on April 1st, and the investigation was turned over to the Criminal Investigations Unit. On Wednesday, authorities identified the suspect as 33-year-old Mirsad Dolik and charged him with third-degree burglary, which is a felony. However, he was being held at Oneida County Jail at the time on an unrelated charge. He was arraigned under the new charge. Authorities say they are still looking for the other suspect. The former head coach of the Northville High School girls basketball team is pleading not guilty to harassment following a hair-pulling incident. Footage last month showed Jim Zullo grab the ponytail of one of his players after his team lost a state championship game at Hudson Valley Community College. Zullo was soon fired from his position and ticketed for second-degree harassment. In Troy City Court yesterday morning, a judge issued an order of protection barring Zullo from having any contact with the player. And a Canadian man has been convicted on all charges in connection to fatally beating a racehorse in Orange County. The district attorney's office says 27-year-old Frederick Bourgault fractured the horse's skull at the Pine Brush Training Facility back in July of 2023, leading to the animal being euthanized. Bourgault will learn his sentence over the summer. The Gaming Commission's Division of Horse Racing commended the outcome of the case, vowing to hold those who abuse horses accountable. Your WIBX news time is 7:07. Here is your full weather forecast.
Rain coming in this afternoon, 43. Tonight, occasional rain, but then some rain and snow, maybe a period of snow late tonight, early tomorrow. And then rain tomorrow afternoon, 43. Could be up to an inch or so. Obviously, there may be more in the higher elevations. Or rain over the weekend. I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick from the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
27 degrees under mostly cloudy skies, but we will see a warm up in the temperatures very soon. Let's take a look at your sports, brought to you by the IBEW 43 local sports desk. Okay, another green jacket is up for grabs at the Augusta National. Scotty Scheffler will be looking to defend his title when the Masters tees off Thursday. Scheffler won last year's tournament by 4 strokes after finishing atop the leaderboard at 11 under par. The 28-year-old will be alongside Justin Thomas and amateur Jose Luis Ballester for the first and second rounds. The Yankees snapped their 3-game slide after topping the Tigers 4-3 in their series finale. Max Fried was credited with the win after striking out 11 over 7 scoreless innings. Ben Rice went in deep with a 2-run blast. New York hosts the San Franciscos for a 3-game set tomorrow night. The Mets were shut out of their series finale after the Miami Marlins falling 5-0 in Queens. Tyler McGill was tagged with the first loss of the year after allowing a couple of unearned runs over 4 frames. New York visits the Athletics for a 3-game series tomorrow. The Rangers dropped 3 in a row. They fell to the Philadelphia Flyers 8-5 at Madison Square Garden. New York is 8 points shy of the final East wildcard spot with 4 games remaining. They visit the New York Islanders tonight. Speaking of the Islanders, they are still clinging to hope of making the postseason. The Isles are 8 points shy of the final wildcard spot in the East with 5 games left in the season. And the men's college hockey is one step closer to crowning a season champion. The Frozen Four kicks off Thursday from St. Louis. Denver is the reigning champion and battles Western Michigan, which made the tourney for the first time in school history. Penn State is also making its Frozen Four debut and faces off against 5-time winner Boston University. The final takes place on Saturday. Your WIBX news time is 7:10, 27 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM. I'm Megan Stone.
Mattress Express's closeout sale on brand new leftover inventory and floor models. Right now, buy a king or queen and get a free adjustable base. Take up to 5 years to pay with no money down for qualified buyers and no credit check payment plans available as well.
Don't miss Clinton Tractor Spring Sales Event. We're giving you the best deals of the season on all of our inventory. Thousands of used and new equipment in stock, all in one location. Get 0% financing on new Ferris commercial mowers, Massey Ferguson, and New Holland equipment. And trailers and used equipment as low as 5.49%. Restrictions apply. We're giving you the best deals of the season. It's Clinton Tractor Spring Sales Event.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
ClintonTractor.net.
Are your tires tough enough for the journey ahead? The Nokian Tires Outpost tire is strong enough for getaways, but comfortable for the daily grind. The Outpost is infused with puncture-resistant fibers, assembled in North America, and covered by a pothole protection warranty. Extend your adventures with the Nokian Tires Outpost.
Find Nokian Tires Outpost tires at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Locations in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer. Learn more at tallmanstire.com.
Dear me, I'm you writing from your future. I know that you're hesitant to get care for your heart. But when you visit the St. Joseph's Health Cardiovascular Institute, you'll receive a higher level of care. Their team of highly skilled doctors, nurses, and specialists provides comprehensive heart care and quicker recovery times, giving you the best possible outcomes. Go to sjhsyr.org/CVI to get started. Don't wait. Get back to the life you love.
BME Company Business Machines and Equipment has been delivering office solutions for businesses in upstate New York for over 30 years. Their success comes from finding the right document management strategies and software solutions for streamlining workflows. Simply put, BME provides fast, reliable service at the best value to keep your business running smoothly. Through BME's strategic partnership with Hummel's Office Plus, they distribute supplies for just about every machine in your office at a great price. BME welcomes the opportunity to serve your business, selling, leasing, and service in Canon and Kyocera devices, as well as FP mailing solutions. An important part of BME's culture is supporting the communities they're fortunate to work in, and BME recognizes that support is one reason for their success. The future of business in BME's area is encouraging, and the company is grateful to be a part of that growth. Call BME Company at 315-574-8200 or visit BMEcompany.com. BME Company Office Solutions. Made simple.
It all began in 1985 with a single goal, a commitment to brighten our community. And with your kindness, that light grew brighter. Because for 40 years, you've helped Food Bank of Central New York deliver healthy food and hope. But that need continues to grow. So this year, please consider giving a little extra and make sure the light we shine together never goes out.
It's tax season. By now, we're all a bit tired of numbers, but here's one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now, here's a good number, $100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed. Save up to 40% in your first year with promo code CLAY. Visit LifeLock.com. That's LifeLock.com, promo code CLAY. Terms apply.
Hi everyone, it's Lisa from Fit Body Bootcamp. Have you been feeling a little stressed lately? Well, my friends, you are not alone. April is National Stress Awareness Month, and at Fit Body, we help our members de-stress by providing challenging 30-minute fat-burning workouts and exceptional nutrition support to help you boost your mood and help you de-stress. But don't wait, join us today in Clinton or Whitesboro, and let us bring some happiness into your life. Your first 3 sessions are free. See you soon.
The cost of everything is up these days, and let's face it, you've been dreaming of a nice payday. Well, your prayers are being answered with Win Keeler's Cash. Win Keeler's Cash is back, and we're giving away even more money every weekday at the top of the hour, every hour from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Listen for the cash code and enter it on WIBX950.com. Every entry brings you closer to winning the $1,000 daily prize and puts you in the running to be a $10,000 lucky winner. Win Keeler's Cash on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, it's 7:15. Coming up, we'll do Habakkuk's free money question of the day. Technically, we're calling it Davy's free money question of the day.
Yeah, he's giving away the money.
There will be no special offerings to Davy to try to bribe him into... Did you see the story where the teacher at Canton, the former professor, the school had gotten rid of him, was taking bribes. I think the story is up on our website right now. Was taking bribes for better grades.
Oh my gosh!
And I just thought back to my days in college. We could barely afford Mad Dog 2020. I can't imagine having enough money unless he took his Pell Grant money or something. I can't
They're still
imagine
giving those out?
Having enough money to be able to give a professor enough to give me a passing grade or a better grade. I don't
now, a
get
teacher, I understand, but a professor, you got tenure, man.
Yeah, he's going to want some money. Ryan Schmelz, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
I mean, if your professor, and by the way, where did you go to school? Do you mind telling us?
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Oh, nice.
Wow. That had to be a lot of fun. Football days, especially.
Oh, a little bit, yeah.
That's so funny. Can you imagine, though, having the dough to be able to be like, all right, here's $5,000. I need an A. And your professor saying, all right, just leave the money in the bin over there.
And you go, I can't believe that worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those few problems I wish I was in the position to be able to do, but unfortunately I'm not able to.
Yeah, I wish you had that problem to deal with. Okay, I do enjoy President Trump's titles for a lot of these things that happen. One of the most favorites for 2025, I believe, will be the big, beautiful bill, the big, beautiful spending bill. And where are we right now? There is... Probably, you know the outcome when it comes to Democrats. You know where you're going there. But with Republicans, it's a little tricky right now.
Yeah, and it's a challenge because the last time they did something like this, which was when President Trump first got in office in 2017, I believe they lost upwards of about, it was like 14 or so. It was in the teens. That was the amount of Republicans they lost last time on a bill like this. Well, they don't have that luxury this time around on the House. They can only lose 3. And so to get all of Republicans on board has been a very stiff challenge for House leadership. Yesterday, you saw a number of Freedom Caucus members and other hardliners meeting with Leader Thune and the whip in their office on the Senate side. What they want is they want to get some things in writing from what we've been told. You know, guarantees in writing publicly from Senate leadership about spending cuts that they're willing to do. But then, they go over to the House side and the vote begins. They left this vote series open for like 80 minutes on one bill. It was a separate bill. Because while this was going on, Speaker Johnson took these Freedom Caucus members off to the side and had a meeting behind closed doors with them, and they weren't able to come to a conclusion.
Wow.
So they pulled the bill, and now the bill's still up in the air.
Yeah. One thing, though, is Johnson is, I think we've learned Johnson is pretty good at this. And he's going to, before he proceeds, he's going to know he's got everything in place.
Yeah, and I think there's some people yesterday who were still wondering why they even decided to bring the vote up in the first place, because, the votes just were not there. And we kind of knew the votes weren't there the entire day. I mean, they're at risk of losing upwards of 10 to 15 Republicans on this thing, and it's still kind of looking that way. So, we're hearing right now, and Chad's reporting that we're supposed to have another vote this morning, but it just still looks like the votes are not there, but we'll find out if that's different.
We will find out, Megan.
And if they plan on bringing it up today, Ryan, as you said, but what would this mean for Speaker Johnson if this continues to hit hardliners and doesn't pass? What does that mean for the Speaker of the House?
Well, I think what happens if they do not pass this thing is that, Speaker Johnson sometimes likes to do what I call the Pontius Pilate method.
Mm-hmm.
Nancy Pelosi was notorious. She would never put a bill on the floor unless she knew she had the votes. Well, Speaker Johnson, on the other hand, has put bills on the floor that he knows are going to fail. And in many ways, that's just to put it out there and say, hey, look, we didn't have the votes. Now I got to do it my way.
Right.
So I think what he could do in this situation is put the bill on the floor. The bill doesn't pass. Then the House can adjourn for a 2-week-long recess. And guess what? All those members who vote no are going to have to feel the wrath of Donald Trump for the next 2 weeks until the House comes back and they have another chance to vote on it.
Yes, because it triggers this triggers Donald Trump.
Interesting.
Yeah. So in many ways, Speaker Johnson's in a different position this time because if these members vote no, they can make the argument that this was not a good bill for the national debt and it could greenlight some negative spending. But at the same time, Donald Trump wants this thing passed, and if they're voting against Donald Trump, that could be a bad look for them.
Okay, very interesting. We'll see where it all goes. And by the way, how are they reacting up on the Hill to the pause in the tariffs?
I think it's mostly positive.
Yeah,
Certainly, it was a fascinating scenario where you had the U.S. Trade Representative meeting, in the middle of a hearing, finding out that that this thing was being overturned. But I think there's everybody kind of breathing a sigh of relief for now, and we'll see what happens next.
How many are dizzy from really? You feel like you're going in circles with all this. The chaos has been chaotic, if you will.
That's a good way to put it.
For lack of a better word. All right, interesting stuff, Ryan. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Go
Thank you,
Ole
Ryan.
Miss.
Hey, howdy toddy. Thank you.
All right, thanks so much. Ryan Schmelz, Fox News Radio. Yesterday and through the week, the United County Grand Jury had been hearing testimony in the death of that Mid-State Correctional inmate, Nantwe. On Wednesday, about 15 or so members from Mid-State and Marcy on leave currently with that, and it really is just fascinating because right now on the other case, the case from Marcy, there are plea deals on the table through the end of the month. See where all of that ends up going. In Herkimer, they're still battling it out. Yesterday, work did begin on trying to restore the water there, and that whole thing is a bit of a mess. And today is a real sign of springtime, as Davey will tell you, because today is. He's on the phone right now. Today is the start of the Masters tournament.
There you go.
And if you are paying any attention, Davey, on who your pick is, Davey has a pick, and it's not going to be Scheffler.
Really?
Yes, I do. But I did dabble on Monday after I met with you at the Turning Stone.
We went to
watch the game.
We went. My wife and I went out and had watched people getting ready for the national championship game. We didn't do any dabbling as Davey did. But the food's really good up there. We ate and then came home.
What did you have?
First of all, those games, I can't even remember, but those games they just start way so late. If you were to go out and watch it, you're not getting home until after midnight. Easily after midnight. Who do you like in the Masters?
I did Scheffler and I did Alberg.
Alberg.
The one that finished second place last year.
Okay.
I'm trying to look to see what odds did you get on him?
I don't know. I did it as soon as I did it real early as soon as the odds came out.
Okay, but you don't remember what the odds were?
I don't have my ticket in front of me.
How do you spell his name?
Aberg. Alberg.
Aberg?
Yeah.
Aberg?
Aberg.
Sounds like, here he is. Ludwig Aberg.
Right.
That's a really good one. That's plus, how much did you put down?
$20.
$20. That's plus 2,000.
Oh, geez.
For him to win. So you take your 20 and then multiply by that. Yeah, that would be pretty good.
Fingers crossed for you, Davey.
I have a crazy story up on our website, and it is this week's Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers Wanted Person of the Week. It is crazy because it really went over the course of 3 days, and now the person is wanted by police, specifically now in New Hartford. Investigator Sacco with the New Hartford Police Department on the line right now. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Bill.
So tell me if you could, this of all the stories, because I got your release yesterday, Pat, and then I dug into the story we did back in March, which was 3 days over different portions of the area. It included the United County Sheriff's Department as well.
Yeah.
And this is quite the story.
Yes. Our DWI patrol was on patrol one night and recognized the wanted person of the week, Michael Sprague. And they attempted a traffic stop on him, and while doing so, he, fled the police at a very high rate of speed. Crossing several double yellow lines and driving very recklessly, at which time our police had to stop the pursuit for, the safety of other pedestrians on the road.
That is something that I think has become a policy over the last 10 years that really is, it makes sense, right? I mean, is it worth it to get this person, yet somebody else dies or possibly a police officer dies in a high-speed chase?
Absolutely. Safety is our first and foremost. We want to keep everybody on the road as safe as we can. And sometimes, trying to apprehend a suspect at that time just isn't worth it.
So his name is Michael T. Sprague, from the, I believe, last known in New Hartford address?
He was last known in New Hartford. He's since moved from the area. And the last that we knew, he was homeless.
Okay. All right. Okay, well, the full story is up on our website at WIBX950.com. The beauty of Crime Stoppers is it can be done anonymously. You may have seen this person. You may know somebody might have said, hey, who's staying with us this week. These tips are vital for police, and your name doesn't have to be a part of it. If the person is apprehended, it could mean a reward, a cash reward. So all of the information on how you would report to Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers, you just go to the website, MohawkValleyCrimeStoppers.com, for details. And investigator Pat Sacco, we appreciate what you do. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Bill.
Have a great day. Investigator with the New Hartford Police Department. This story is crazy. And you can read the entire, I believe it goes over the course of like 3 different days, and all over the area with multiple stops and
charges
and multiple charges. I believe in total over 20 charges. It's quite a story. Quick break, and Megan does an update on the news. We'll then speak with we'll do Hobeika's free money question of the day. A Davy special this morning. In the question, $250 is on the line. We'll get to that, and then we'll speak with the former owner of the Algonquin Apartments, who has a lot to say about what it was and what it currently is. And we'll get to all of that coming up at WIBX.
Mattress Express's closeout sale on brand new leftover inventory and floor models. Right now, buy a king or queen and get a free adjustable base. Take up to 5 years to pay with no money down for qualified buyers and no credit check payment plans available as well.
Now at Kubota Orange Days, your local Kubota dealer at White's Farm Supply is delivering the savings you need for the life you love. Join us on Saturday, April 26th at our Waterville location for the exclusive deals on America's favorite compact tractors. We'll help you find the perfect match with special Orange Days financing and savings. Don't miss this chance to save on the Kubota you've always wanted. Only at White's Farm Supply in Waterville on Saturday, April 26th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
White's Farm Supply.
Keep up to date with what's going on in Central New York by downloading the WIBX mobile app. Stream the station anytime, anywhere, and also receive updates on breaking local news. Download the WIBX mobile app on the Apple or Google Play Store.
Good morning. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM news time is 7:29. It is currently 28 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Your full weather forecast is coming up next. I'm Megan Stone. After 40 hours, the armed standoff that shuttered Route 5 in Madison County has ended by the gunman allegedly taking his own life. The Madison County Sheriff's Office said deputies went to serve an eviction notice around 10 a.m. Monday, but backed off when they heard gunfire inside the residence. Nearby homes were evacuated, and Route 5 between Quarry Road and Jennings Road between Sullivan and Lenox were closed. Crisis teams responded and began negotiations, which ended around 1:20 a.m. Wednesday, when the gunman was found deceased by what appeared to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The investigation is ongoing. New Hartford police are asking the public to help them locate a suspect they are actively seeking. Authorities are searching for 56-year-old Michael Sprague, who is facing numerous charges stemming from a March 14th incident. Sprague is charged with unlawful fleeing, aggravated unlicensed operation of a motor vehicle, reckless driving, passing a red light, failure to maintain lane, failure to notify address change, operating without insurance, and other charges. He is described as being approximately 5'6" and 145 pounds. Anyone with knowledge of his whereabouts is asked to contact police at 315-724-7111. You could read the full story on WIBX950.com. Over 1,700 pounds of butter is being recalled over bacterial contamination. The FDA says the product has high levels of coliform, a bacteria that's found in animal waste. The recall will affect Cabot Creamery's extra creamy premium butter with sea salt. It was sold in packs of 2 4-ounce sticks across multiple states, including New York. If you have this butter, you could see the UPC codes on WIBX950.com. Do not eat the butter, return it. And women may have better hearing than men, a new study finds. The study, published recently in the journal Scientific Reports, looked at people in different countries around the world. It found that, in general, women have more sensitive hearing than men by a measure of about 2 decibels. Your WIBX news time is 7:31. Here is your full weather forecast.
Rain coming in this afternoon, 43. Tonight, occasional rain, but then some rain and snow, maybe a period of snow late tonight, early tomorrow. And then rain tomorrow afternoon, 43. Could be up to an inch or so. Obviously, there may be more in the higher elevations. More rain over the weekend. I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick from the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Currently, it's 28 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Your WIBX news time, 7:32. I'm Megan Stone.
Turn your mic on. Oh, I did. Thank you.
Sorry.
Kind of talking to myself. Davey, it is $250 on the line for Hobica's free money question of the day. And what caller number are you looking for here for $250?
Caller 8.
8th caller right now at 315-736-0186. Caller 8 right now, your chance to win from Hobica. Davey this morning will explain. And at WIBX, we'll do the contest coming up next.
If you're push mowing your yard using an inefficient lawn tractor, or your current zero-turn spends more time in the shop than mowing your grass, it's time you look at a Hustler zero-turn lawnmower. Residential mowers from Hustler are built like tanks and drive like sports cars. All Hustler mowers have fabricated welded steel decks, so don't settle on cheap units with flimsy stamped decks from big box stores. Come see Warner Sales and Service and we'll guide you to the right mower for your property and your budget. Warner Sales and Service, located just off Route 365 between Rome and Verona.
Are your tires tough enough for the journey ahead? The Nokian Tires Outpost tire is strong enough for getaways, but comfortable for the daily grind. The Outpost is infused with puncture-resistant fibers, assembled in North America, and covered by a pothole protection warranty. Extend your adventures with the Nokian Tires Outpost.
Find Nokian Tires Outpost tires at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Locations in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer. Learn more at tallmanstire.com.
It's tax season. By now, we're all a bit tired of numbers, but here's one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now, here's a good number, $100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed. Save up to 40% in your first year with promo code CLAY. Visit LifeLock.com. That's LifeLock.com, promo code CLAY. Terms apply.
The church gives us a peace the world cannot give. Letting go of bitterness and resentment can help us find inner peace. The sacrament of reconciliation and the grace the sacrament provides may help us to forgive ourselves, forgive others, and enjoy a peace we may not have known for years. What a gift! On April 14th, Catholic churches throughout the diocese will be open for the sacrament of reconciliation. The light is on for you. Come home for Easter and celebrate the joy of the risen Christ.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Alrighty. You all right, Davey? You think you got it? Yeah, maybe. Okay, it's time for WIBX's free money question of the day. We do it every day at this time. Give you a chance to win a certain amount of money, depending on whatever mood Davey is in every day. And then that, once Davey picks, it puts WIBX in kind of a unique mood as well. It is our free money question of the day from the WIBX law firm, Joseph and Andrew WIBX. For your legal needs, call 315-724-1600 is the number to call there. All right, on the line right now, our contestant is Kevin in New Hartford. Kevin, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing? You ready to go?
Yeah, I hope so.
All right. Yeah, this is $250 on the line. So here we go with your question. Get your answer in before the buzzer, and here it is. Today opens the Masters. Since the Masters tees off today, who holds the Masters record for lowest score? Ready, go.
Scotty Scheffler.
Is it the one who could win again, Scheffler? I'm going to leave this to you, Davey. Is it Scotty Scheffler?
No, unfortunately, you are wrong. Sorry.
This is Davey's big question. All right, who holds this record for the lowest score?
Dustin Johnson.
Dustin Johnson.
And then Tiger Woods, and then Jordan Spieth.
Okay.
I wouldn't expect a Tiger Woods at the bottom.
Those are your top three. Well, you're really at the bottom of the top, the very top, right?
Never mind.
There's a little clarity saying that needs clearing, saying that Dustin Johnson's low score shouldn't be classified as low score because remember, it was held during November during the COVID that he won the Masters.
Right.
They'll use anything as a technicality.
All right, interesting. Okay, we're going to, Kevin, give you the all-in-one food and fun card. It's a $25 gift card. It ain't $250, but you still walk out of here with something. Pretty cool. All right?
Okay.
Good try.
Yeah,
all right, Kevin. Thanks so much.
Hey, quick question.
Yes, sir.
I got a quick question.
Right.
The box you were talking about the other day for your TV to get rid of cable.
So we have so there are a number of versions of this that are out there, and it's been out for quite some time. And I just want to preface this by saying we had a guy on because I asked, "Is this legal?" We had a guy come on who's an expert in this over whether or not these boxes are legal. And we were told technically yes. And in fact, you can buy these at BJ's. They had them at one point. You can buy them on Amazon. You can buy them at Walmart.
Yep.
But the person that I know that's selling them is selling them at a really good price. So anyway, what's your question?
Can you get them at Best Buy too? And is there a monthly fee if you get them, or if you get your hands on one?
So this is the beauty of this thing. And now some of them, you got to make sure you get the one that includes local channels, because there are some that don't include any local channels. So now you got to, if I want to watch something local or network, I have to keep the cable. You still have to keep your internet, a really good internet. You're going to need a solid internet speed, and that means probably you're stuck with Spectrum. But the one I have seen gets not only local channels, but every local station in the United States. It's unbelievable.
Wow.
Like you want to watch, listen, Kevin, you want to watch the news in Honolulu? You just pull it up. You want to watch the news, KTV or Fox in Utica? You just pull it up. It has it all. So now here's where the part where they say this is illegal is that it is against the law to watch material that is forbidden. So for instance, if you're fumbling along and all of a sudden an NFL game pops up, you shouldn't watch that. That would be illegal. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I got to do some.
I don't understand. Yeah. Yes, go ahead.
I got to do some research on this because I hear, like you say, different stories and different prices. One point, someone I heard there might be a monthly fee as well.
There is no monthly on these. There is no monthly fee.
Okay. Yeah, like I say, I got to do some more research and see where to get it and how to hook them up and what kind of TV I need and all of that. So
yeah, I believe that if you have a TV that has an HDMI input, then it will work on that. So the box does the work of the smart TV, and the HDMI simply becomes the monitor. So you would not need a smart TV, but you do need something that can handle HDMI.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. Well, sounds good. I'll do a little research on that.
All right. You do that, and good luck. Thank you, Kevin.
Yep. Thank you.
I have somehow I opened up a real can of worms when we talked about this the other day, but I've seen it, and I remember this had to be 5 years ago. We had the guy on the air asking him about this whole thing, and his answer at that time was, "It is," and still today, it is legal. And I'm thinking, wow, that's 5 years ago. In another couple of years, they'll scramble it and it won't work. No, they still do work.
Still going. Deeds from New Hartford wants to know again the name of what the box is called.
I'll have to look that up. It's an Android. It is an Android box.
Android box. Okay.
But it is not. That is not the brand name. I'll look up the brand name.
He'll get back to you, Deeds.
And they're out there. And anywhere from like upwards of like $300. But when you think about it, if you're getting rid of your regular cable and you're spending
a flat fee, that's it.
One $300 payment versus, I have to say, my cable bill sometimes is up like $285.
Oh, they keep jacking it up.
Close to $300.
Or they go, hey, I know you really like Food Network. We're going to call that a premium channel now, so you have to pay a little bit more. So it seems that it's kind of nice that this box is humbling the cable company, while at the same time, I love the idea that you could watch the news anywhere in the United States, California, Hawaii, Texas.
It just seems too good to be true. But then again, I say that about my wife every day. So there you have it. All right, we have a contest, another contest for you to have a shot at winning here this morning. It is an opportunity to win tickets to see the Temptations and the Four Tops. And it comes to the Turning Stone Resort and Casino April 27th at 8 p.m. It's their 40th anniversary tour. And you may be shocked, but inside here, this medley I'm about to play for you, you will find 6 titles. And some of them are Temptations songs. Some are Four Tops, the Four Tops hits. But they are all hits I'll play it a couple times for you. See if you can spot the 6 songs included in the medley. Not bad. Mike and Skylar said he heard maybe 3 that he knew. There's a couple in there that I think really stand out.
Halfway there.
And check it out one more time. All right, there you go. Coming up next week, we'll ask you for the titles, and if you can nail them down, we have tickets to give away for that show, which is coming up April 27th. Otherwise, go to the box office at the Turning Stone Resort and Casino, or you can go to Ticketmaster to get your tickets. Your Algonquin Apartments guy is gone.
Yeah, he did some consulting. Said he doesn't want to get in with a couple people. Say he doesn't want to get into it.
He doesn't want to get into it. So here's what I would say. He's the former owner of the Algonquin, and I got to tell you that if I was waiting to hear what he had to say, because right now they're saying the condition, the living condition for these people inside
deplorable
is terrible. So, Davey, do you remember what it looked like a while back? Now, I don't know if this guy owned it then, but I think he did.
He said he got rid of it before COVID.
Okay. But if you remember when Fred used to live there?
Yeah. With the cockroaches.
It was horrific.
What year was Fred?
That goes back and maybe even 10 years ago that I remember. So I don't know who owned it then, but I don't know that the place has been cleaned up ever. And it is just people should not have to live in those conditions. And I get it. It's what you end up getting is people who don't take care of their properties. You may have mental illness involved. You may, which is why what the Kelberman Center has done with that over on Sunset,
where Stephen lives,
they inspect, and I think the Obelston is doing the exact same thing. That they have monthly inspections, and we just talked to Stefan yesterday, who is in the Sunset apartment, and he has a cleaning person that comes in every week, but it's not to do the cleaning, it's to help him do the cleaning, and he does most of the work, and that's really, I feel like, the way that it should be. If you got to clean up after yourself, you make less of a mess, and that's how you keep the places free of cockroaches, and that place on Sunset is pristine.
Exactly. And on the topic of the Obelston Apartments, they said that they were interested in purchasing the Algonquin Apartments, but the asking price of what they were selling for, I believe the current owners, was just way too much, because it is a beautiful building and it's a part of Utica history. So
the difficulty you have is these out-of-town New York City developers, these New York City landlords that don't live here, that don't deal with the places, they don't have to deal with it, and they feel everything's worth much more than it really is.
Look at the Millennium apartment buildings that are here in Whitesboro, at Buck over here on Main Street, and all the ones in Utica. They're having problems too.
Really?
And the people there that own the Obelston, the Liberty Affordable Housing, are trying to purchase them buildings, but is out of town. Like you said, Bill, Millennium owns them buildings.
So I don't know when Hamza, who we've been in communication with, I don't know when he actually owned it, but I don't know when it has been good, to be honest, when it has been pristine. Uber has released their latest loss, and this I would love to check with Mello Testa just to be sure if this is pretty accurate, but they've released their Lost and Found Index.
Oh, no.
It is a list of items that have been left in Uber vehicles, and they're making it public. All the items left behind in rideshare vehicles have been accounted for and tabulated. New York City has received the honor of being the most forgetful city. In New York City, more stuff is left in an Uber vehicle than anywhere else.
All those partying college students.
And here we go with the most common items left behind were phones, obvious, keys, probably obvious, and wallets. I think that all kind of makes sense.
Yeah, those are all mine.
But here are some other unusual items that have been left behind in Uber vehicles. And Greeley has driven Uber as well. He may be able to attest to this as well. Mannequin head with human hair.
Oh, what?
Fresh breast milk.
Oh.
A ghost trap from Ghostbusters. A urinal. A live pet turtle. These are all real and have been left behind in Ubers.
The poor turtle.
A set of Shrek ears.
Okay.
15 hookahs. A bouquet of 100 red roses. How do you buy 100 red roses and forget them in the Uber?
Probably
a pill box filled with Ozempic, 10 live lobsters, a Viking drinking horn, a taxidermized rabbit, divorce papers.
Okay. Probably that's where the red roses came from.
Could be. A 5-gallon bucket of beans.
Were they
Maybe
from
Grandma
Utah?
Brown's.
Yes.
Maybe possible. 175 hamburger sliders, 108 eggs, 24 cans of corn, a bucket of feta cheese, which probably, if left too long, probably did not smell all that well.
I'll take the lobsters.
Joe says the boxes are called V3, V4. The newest version is the V5 Pro. He said, I have 3 and 4, no difference, and 5, no difference either. And you're absolutely right. It is the one that I saw was the V5, Joe. And then Dana saying, gotta know what that is. Well, there you have it, that box, and it will save you money. Here's the reality, though. Is there going to come a time where it doesn't work? It's possible. But if you're spending, if you can, I talked to one person that said they saved $160 a month by getting rid of the TV portion of their cable and keeping the internet. Imagine at $160 a month, and you're spending $240 on the box or whatever, you're making your money back and breaking even, and then
every year
into the positive side very, very quickly.
I got to do something. I got to do something.
How much is your cable bill, Davey?
Well, let's see. I have Spectrum Internet. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes. 2 of them are DVRs.
Let me guess. You got to be close to over $200 a month.
Yeah, 240.
Oof.
240. Yeah.
Yeah, that's painful.
Got a break. Hold on tight. We'll come back. Any questions? Any comments? You want to give us your take on all of this? Maybe you've seen the box yourself. The great TV box. 315-736-0186.
Hi everyone, it's Lisa from Fit Body Bootcamp. Have you been feeling a little stressed lately? Well, my friends, you are not alone. April is National Stress Awareness Month, and at Fit Body, we help our members de-stress by providing challenging 30-minute fat-burning workouts and exceptional nutrition support to help you boost your mood and help you de-stress. But don't wait, join us today in Clinton or Whitesboro, and let us bring some happiness into your life. Your first 3 sessions are free. See you soon.
Mattress Express's closeout sale on brand new leftover inventory and floor models. Right now, buy a king or queen and get a free adjustable base. Take up to 5 years to pay with no money down for qualified buyers and no credit check payment plans available as well.
I started my adventure as an aerospace medical technician.
Flight medic in the Air Force Reserve.
Satellite system operator.
As a space systems operator.
And I'm a pilot for the Air Force Thunderbirds demonstration
We
team.
deliver the world's timeliest environmental intelligence data.
Flying to Afghanistan, bringing wounded warriors back to Germany.
We take care of injured personnel on a daily basis.
And then flying them from Germany back to the States.
As a member of the Thunderbirds, I get to be a part of a team that passes on the message of the United States Air Force Reserve to the U.S. and the world.
It's a very exciting career.
One of the greatest things about the Air Force Reserve is all the different opportunities. The training in the Air Force Reserve is second to none. It gave me the opportunity to go to college. The Air Force Reserve actually paid for my education, which allowed me to commission. It was definitely a bonus.
Probably the most exciting thing I've done is support humanitarian relief operations in places like Haiti.
The Reserve gave me the opportunity to learn something totally different from what I did.
Being able to travel.
I enjoy the getaways that I get, and I enjoy the camaraderie and fellowship I share with all my unit mates.
We're really close-knit, we're unique, and the Air Force Reserve gave me all those opportunities, and then even more.
Start your adventure in the Air Force Reserve.
Keep up to date with what's going on in Central New York by downloading the WIBX mobile app. Stream the station anytime, anywhere, and also receive updates on breaking local news. Download the WIBX mobile app on the Apple or Google Play Store.
This is Keeler in the Morning. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Okay, Thursday the 10th, we are giving somebody a chance to win Temptations tickets. It's the Temptations of the Four Tops coming to the Stanley Theater coming to the Turning Stone Resort and Casino in the Event Center on April 27th at 8 p.m. It is their 40th anniversary tour, and we're going to give away tickets on the medley contest. I also have tickets to give away, Davey, to tonight's Citron wheelchair basketball. And who's going to be there? You have five SU women's basketball players coming.
Yep.
And then Starling and who else?
Donnie Freeman.
And Freeman.
And you.
That's going to be enormous. And usually you get all your favorite local politicians and local figures, and I believe down the hallway the Frog will be there. Polly plays every year, and it's,
Aaron Hamlin.
Aaron Hamlin usually plays every year
Marion
as well.
Bunchon.
And Griffo and Pacenti, everybody. Brian Miller will be there.
Sheriff Maceo, Michael
We're now going through the entire list. You get it.
You have an honorary coach too, from what I understand this year.
Who is that?
Coach Fuller from the NBCC.
I did not
men's
know that.
basketball coach.
Oh, that's
okay,
cool.
Very cool. Revive Software Therapy with Dr. Timothy Del Medico. I got to say, if you're having neck pain or back pain, knee, wrist, arthritis, shoulder pain, and the list goes on, it's FDA cleared, non-invasive, and drug-free treatment for chronic pain, inflammation, and all joint issues. And it is really incredible and can eliminate your back pain. Obviously, different results with different people, but it is effective enough to be used by many pro sports teams, athletes, medical experts, endorsed by the Mayo Clinic, the Giants, the Nets, the Lakers, the Cubs, the Steelers. They all use it. And it is distributed locally by Dr. Timothy Del Medico. Revive Softwave Therapy. You can ask about their $99 new patient special. Introductory discovery session includes a consultation with one of their doctors, Softwave Therapy treatment, and a treatment recovery plan and assessment. I'm going through it as we speak. Actually, mine begins in May. I've done one treatment, and then we're doing an 8-treatment plan, which will start in May.
Okay.
I'll be ready for that. Lucia, good morning. You're on the radio.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. What's going on, Lucy? What do you have?
Yeah. I was wondering.
Lucia, are you okay?
I needed a sip of water. I'm
okay.
perfect. Thank you. Sorry about that. So I wanted to talk about Bill,
Yeah?
Yes.
You want to talk about...
She's taking another drink of water.
What do you want to talk about, Lucy?
No.
Hey,
Remember when you told me? So tomorrow, another day?
Yes. So you're calling about the your friend with the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yes.
Yes.
We'll do it some other day next week, whatever.
Well, but we have to set that. We'll have to set it up, Lucia, because we'll have to get him scheduled and get him on the air. But
Don't worry.
No.
Don't worry.
We can arrange for it. It's just what I thought would work to be able to rip the CD that you gave me did not work. So I've got another way to try it, and we'll try it later today. But maybe we can get him booked for next week. I would like to do that.
Don't worry, but also could be, next month, a month after in the
That's
summer.
right.
Don't worry about
okay,
anything.
We'll make it happen, Lucy.
Yeah. You know how I am. I'm open. I'm not, restricted. Or
I do. I
don't want to put you out ever,
You will never do that. You could never do that. So we'll work on it. I will let you know. And I'm targeting for next week now. All right?
Yeah. So, okay. Have a sunshine day. Sorry about this.
No worries, Lucia. Thank you.
I should have talked to you off the air.
Do not worry about it.
Sunshine day, everyone. Ciao.
Goodbye. Goodbye, Lucy. Lucia. 9 words. The Masters are, by the way, get underway. And so most of today will be on the Golf Channel?
No.
Streamed or
on
ESPN?
Plus,
Okay.
and then ESPN picks it up at 3 o'clock. And then the weekend, it's 12 to 2 on Paramount Plus, and then CBS 2 to 7 Saturday and Sunday.
This really is the, as Manaski does it very well. Hello, friends.
Yep.
Is this Jim Nance's last year?
No.
Okay.
35 is.
Oh, so he's getting rid of some of his other duties, but staying with the Masters.
He got rid of being the play-by-play announcer for the national championship. 2 years ago, he handed that over to Iron Eagle. He's still going to be doing
Doing
football with
yeah.
Romo and golf.
Here are 9 words, the broadcasters who will be broadcasting the Masters this week. 9 words they are forbidden from saying.
Oh.
At the Masters, broadcasters have a small glossary of words that are forbidden from being used. And these are not curse words. And I don't understand how this is supposed to be real.
Okay.
Words that cannot be used. Fans. Since the word fan comes from fanatical, Augusta prefers the use of patrons. So when you hear them talk about the crowd in the gallery, you'll hear them refer to them as patrons. You watch, and you'll know why. I think that is the oddest thing I've ever heard in my life. But
sounds like overt political correctness.
they are very strict. Another word you will not hear, rough. There is no rough at Augusta. It's they hit the ball into the rough. You'll never hear that. They want broadcasters to call it the second cut. I mean, do you find this as being ridiculous?
Yeah.
This is. Sand trap. You will not hear them talk about a sand trap. Augusta has 44 bunkers, and that's what they are called. They are not sand traps, even though they are holes filled with sand. The back nine, you won't hear that, since back nine sounds too much like backside. They require it to be called the second nine. Driving range, it's to be called the tournament practice area. I'm not making this up. This is real. A country club, golf course, you will not hear that. Those words will not be used. It's only referred to as Augusta National Golf Club, period. A twosome, you won't hear it. If a golfer ends up playing with one other player this weekend, it will be a pairing or a foursome, not a twosome. Fourth round, no such thing. Round 4 of the Masters is to be called the final round. Sponsors who back PGA Tour events, no publicity whatsoever is to be allowed. These are all things they cannot say as broadcasters at Augusta. Pretty wild. Talk about strict. I have news coming up next.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome.
W295EI.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
Europe stands down. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The European Union's just paused its retaliatory tariffs on American exports for the same 90 days President Trump paused reciprocal tariffs worldwide after days of stock market turmoil. Top White House economic advisor Kevin Hassett just told Fox.
He made, I think, the absolutely right, decisive call to go with really the bigger move rather than announce 1 or 2 trade deals, but go with the bigger move so that everybody in the world understands that he means what he says.
Well, Hassett says many countries are negotiating deals. Not China, though. The president increased the tariffs on imports from there to 125%. Now, on Wall Street, stocks could drop again after that big market rebound. Dow futures falling about 500 points the day after gaining the Dow nearly 3,000. The Nasdaq surged 12%, its second biggest day ever. An American who was jailed in Russia is now flying back home. Ksenia Karolina was set free in a prisoner swap. Karolina, a dual U.S.-Russian citizen, was convicted of treason, and her crime, donating $51 to a charity for Ukraine while she was in the U.S., arrested for that when she returned to Russia to visit family.
The Wall Street Journal reports that in return, the U.S. has released Arthur Petrov. He's a German-Russian dual citizen who was arrested in Cyprus in 2023. United States law enforcement wanted him over an alleged scheme to supply the Russian military with microelectronics.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. The House may vote today if Republicans can unite. On the budget blueprint, the Senate passed funding the president's agenda, but Fox's Brooke Singman reports.
House Speaker Mike Johnson tried to bring the bill to a vote last night, but did not have enough support from GOP lawmakers after a lengthy meeting with holdouts who couldn't reach an agreement. The vote was then canceled, but Johnson says he remains optimistic.
For all those in the media who doubt us, you continue to doubt us, and we continue to deliver, and we will again.
Some conservatives are demanding bigger spending cuts. They keep finding more bodies in the rubble of the nightclub roof collapse disaster in the Dominican Republic. The number of deaths, 218. America's listening to Fox News.
When you hear the term living better, what do you think about? More money? A bigger house? Maybe a yacht? What about how you feel physically? How you wake up each day? How you sleep? What activities you can and cannot do? When you feel good, life is good. So if pain is affecting your life, see how Relief Factor can help. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, it doesn't just mask pain temporarily, it helps reduce or even eliminate pain. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. So give their 3-week quick start a try. It's only $19.95, less than $1 a day. And it just takes a phone call, 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're hurting, in 3 weeks or even days, Relief Factor can give you a chance to rediscover the true meaning of living better again. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
A big drug bust in Florida. The Justice Department and Coast Guard seized 45,000 pounds of cocaine worth $500 million at Port Everglades. The U.S. blames 2 Mexican drug cartels for playing a key role in the smuggling, and FBI Director Kash Patel says,
from the Department of Defense and the United States Coast Guard, from HSI, from FBI, from DEA, and so many others, they are going to get all the drugs off the streets.
Last month, Patel went to Virginia to oversee an immigration raid, arresting a man they alleged to be an MS-13 gang leader, but the charges against him may be dropped.
Court documents show the DOJ has acted to dismiss the case against Henry Villatoro Santos. His arrest was announced in March at a news conference with Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel, who accused Villatoro Santos of multiple violent crimes. The decision now is to dismiss any charges he faces without prejudice, meaning any counts could be reinstated. There is word the charges are being dropped to fast-track his deportation. It's not known if charges will be brought back once Villatoro Santos is removed from the country or when that removal will take place. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Immigrants who want to come to the U.S. legally are going to be under more scrutiny.
In a statement, a Department of Homeland Security agency said that U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services will now consider the social media of immigrants and those applying for a visa, looking for what it calls anti-Semitic activity. The agency also says it will take into consideration any physical harassment of Jewish people, viewing that and the posts as grounds for denying immigration benefit requests.
That's Fox's Tanya J. Powers. Free speech advocates are condemning this, saying it's surveillance and singling out immigrants. They are getting underway in Augusta, Georgia. The Masters starting its golf's first major tournament of the year. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Good morning, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time is 8:05. I'm Megan Stone with your news update. It is 30 degrees and cloudy out skies. Hang tight. Your first code word or code number to get $1,000 of Keeler's cash will be coming up after the news update. So after 40 hours, the armed standoff that shuttered Route 5 in Madison County has ended by the gunman allegedly taking his own life. The Madison County Sheriff's Office said deputies went to serve an eviction notice around 10 a.m. Monday, but backed off when they heard gunfire inside the residence. Nearby homes were evacuated, and Route 5 between Quarry Road and Jennings Road between Sullivan and Lenox were closed. Crisis teams responded and began negotiations. They ended around 1:20 a.m. Wednesday when the gunman was found deceased by what appeared to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The investigation is ongoing. A Utica man was arrested on burglary charges. Rome police said officers were called to the 700 block of West Embargo Street on Monday and were told by the occupants that numerous high-value electronics were stolen while they were sleeping. Authorities identified a residence of interest on North Dockstader Street and the party or parties responsible for the theft. At the time, 19-year-old Carnation Phillips was arrested and charged with second-degree burglary. He was held pending arraignment at Oneida County Jail. More charges are possible. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand is speaking out on President Trump's reported plan to freeze $1 billion in federal funding to Cornell University. Last month, Mr. Trump warned colleges and universities would get their funding cut for allegedly failing to protect Jewish students. But Gillibrand believes Trump is only making this move as part of an effort to target blue states like New York and called the president a, quote, toddler who's lashing out. Cornell says it can't confirm if the $1 billion figure is accurate. And the Department of Homeland Security will start to monitor immigrants' social media for anti-Semitism. In a statement, the DHS said anti-Semitic activity on social media, as well as physical harassment of Jewish people, will be considered as grounds for denying immigration benefit requests. The DHS added there is no room in the United States for the rest of the world's terrorist sympathizers, and we are under no obligation to admit them or let them stay here. President Trump has looked to crack down on anti-Semitic activity since being back in office. Your WIBX News Time is 8:07. Your Keeler's Cash Code, your first one of the day to win $1,000, is 441. Now head on over to WIBX950.com and under the trending bar, click Win Keeler's Cash and enter code 441 for the 8 a.m. hour, and you could be walking home with $1,000. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM. Here is your weather update.
Rain coming in this afternoon, 43. Tonight, occasional rain, but then some rain and snow, maybe a period of snow late tonight, early tomorrow. And then rain tomorrow afternoon, 43. Could be up to an inch or so. Obviously, there may be more in the higher elevations. Or rain over the weekend. I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick from the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Currently, it's 30 degrees under cloudy skies. Your WIBX News Time is 8:08. In sports, brought to you by IBEW 43 Local Sports Desk. Another green jacket is up for grabs at the Augusta National. Scotty Scheffler will be looking to defend his title when the Masters tees off today. Scheffler won last year's tournament by 4 strokes after finishing atop the leaderboard at 11 under par. The 28-year-old will be alongside Justin Thomas and amateur Jose Luis Ballester for the first and second rounds. The Yankees snapped their 3-game slide. They topped the Tigers 4-3. Max Fried was credited with the win after striking out 11 over 7 scoreless innings. Ben Rice went deep with 2 runs. New York will host San Francisco for a 3-game set tomorrow. The Mets, they were shut out of their series finale against the Marlins. They fell 5-0 in Queens. Tyler McGill was tagged with his first loss of the year. He allowed a couple of unearned runs over 4 frames. New York visits the Athletics for a 3-game series starting tomorrow. The Rangers, they dropped 3 in a row. They fell to the Flyers 8-5. New York is 8 points shy of the final East wildcard spot. 4 games remaining in the season. They visit the Islanders tonight. Speaking of the Islanders, they're clinging to hopes of making the postseason. They're 8 points shy of the final wild card spot in the East, and they have 5 games left in the season. And the men's college hockey is one step closer to crowning a season champion. The Frozen Four kicks off Thursday from St. Louis. Denver is the reigning champion. They battle Western Michigan, which made the tourney for the first time in school history. Penn State also making its Frozen Four debut. It faces off against 5-time winner Boston University. The final takes place this Saturday. Your WIBX News Time is 8:10. And again, your Keeler's Cash Code, your first of the day for this hour, is 441. Head on over to WIBX950.com and enter code 441 under Win Keeler's Cash. You could win yourself $1,000. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM. I'm Megan Stone.
Okay, I want to tell you the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills is accepting new patients as we speak. The Falcon Clinic is the area's premier osteopathic medical clinic. And one of the things that I have done there is an osteopathic manipulation. It's like going to a chiropractor, but it's much more gentle, however thorough, much more thorough. It lasts probably about 30 to 40 minutes. And everything from your sinuses to your back and your shoulders. And it is incredibly effective. And I feel it if I miss a month. So I go once a month at the Falcon Clinic. Also, they're accepting new patients. You know, Dr. Shemileski spent years in ERs, was an ER doctor for years, and now it started up the Falcon Clinic, where Dr. Zielinski, Shemileski, and others are all under one roof offering different services, including acupuncture, counseling services, and, of course, just general medical practice. If you're in need of a new family doctor, maybe yours is retired and you want to grab someone, or if you need a second opinion, they do a tremendous job, and call them today. 315-507-4751 is the number. Also today, brought to you by New York Sash. And one thing is happening right now. It's their $99 window sale. Every window, $99 off. And you can take advantage of that right now. And their incredible installation team, like we have done in our homes. And I have a relative right now waiting for installation on his windows in his home coming up. It's something we trust. We know it's going to lower the energy bill. And the beauty is it keeps the cold out in the wintertime. But in the summertime, it keeps that cooler air in and the heat out. And it blocks many of those UV rays coming in, which can cause havoc on your furniture and your carpeting and whatever else is inside your house. Those are New York Sash windows made for upstate New York weather, summer and winter. And right now, get their $99 off sale. Take advantage of it by going to New York Sash. Call 624-7344. Visit NewYorkSash.com or Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro.
Easter reminds us that new beginnings are possible. You can help the Rome Rescue Mission provide the chance for a new beginning for a family in our area. It is the Rome Rescue Mission's goal to help families in need to celebrate this Easter season. You can help a family of 5 this Easter with your generous support of $25. For $25, the Rome Rescue Mission will provide a family of 5 with a hot meal and give them a memorable Easter celebration. A feeling of safety, a feeling of knowing that someone cares. From there, a person can rebuild a life. Through resurrection power comes freedom from the past and an unlimited future. Everyone deserves a chance at a new beginning. Won't you help make that happen for families in our area this season? Rome Rescue Mission, giving hope and loving the lost. Please donate now at romemission.org. That's romemission.org. Rome Rescue Mission, a hand up, not a handout.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
The Temptations. And the Four Tops. Celebrating 40 years of Temptations and Four Tops. April 27th at Turning Stone Resort Casino. Plus celebrating 60 years of the iconic hit, My Girl. Tickets on sale now at turningstone.com. Come celebrate 40 years of magic. The Temptations, the Four Tops.
This is Dr. Robert Fleischer, urologist with Upstate Urology at Mohawk Valley Health System. Prostate cancer is the most common cancer and second leading cause of cancer death in American men. Early detection is critically important in managing this cancer and improving survival. I strongly encourage all men aged 45 to 75 to get screened, and you can do so at one of our free prostate cancer screenings. For more information or to register for this free screening, please call 315-624-4600. 315-624-4600.
¿Sabías que el cáncer de próstata es el cáncer más común y la segunda causa principal de muerte por cáncer en los hombres estadounidenses? Se recomienda encarecidamente que todos los hombres de entre 45 y 75 años de edad se hagan la prueba de detección. Puedes hacerlo en uno de nuestros exámenes de detección de cáncer de próstata gratuitos. Para obtener más información o registrarse, visite mvhealthsystem.org/urology o llame al 315-624-4600.
Stop putting off registering for the 2025 Boilermaker Road Race because it's almost sold out. People are sprinting to Boilermaker.com to grab their racing bibs before they're gone. Reserve your spot at the starting line now and punch your ticket to the world's best post-race party, where there will be live music, drinks, food, and plenty of surprises. This year's Boilermaker will be bigger and better than ever, but the window to sign up is closing. So run, don't walk, to Boilermaker.com and sign up for one of America's most famous races. See you at the starting line, July 13th.
This is Keeler in the Morning. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
So we told you we have the I just got yelled at by one person over this. Well, let's not call it a yelling. It was a text with caps. Text message with all caps. How in the hell is anyone going to be able to get the 6 titles out of that medley? Well, you'd be very surprised. By the way, we'll need 5. We're giving away 5 pairs of tickets. You'd be very surprised. Here is the medley. There are 6 songs in this medley that next week we'll ask you to come in and give us a title on each of the 6 songs. Some of them are the Temptations. Some are made hits by the Four Tops. And here's the medley. There you have it. Not easy. Fair enough. Not easy, but you can get it. One more time. I promise you there are 6 songs there, and they are all hits. Check it out. It is the 40th anniversary tour that is going on. The Temptations and the Four Tops coming to the Turning Stone April 27th at 8 p.m. at the Event Center. Tickets available at the box office or through Ticketmaster. In the studio is what I'm trying to say. Right now is Beth Irons. It's been a long time.
Good morning.
For God's sakes.
It was before the studio redesign.
Yes, this is all like crazy new. Yeah. Sometimes I just look at the board and it acts. Like it's almost as if I'm telepathically telling it to play the next element.
That's scary for the rest of us.
It is a little weird. Yeah, you don't want my mind controlling that. All right, let's talk about the market, the farmers market.
Yeah, public market. Yeah,
we're reaching that better time of the season.
We are. As a matter of fact, we have one. We do go year round, but January through April we do every other Saturday to kind of give the farmers a break and to kind of stretch out the produce that they've got. So we have one more session, winter session, next Saturday. We are off this weekend. And then we've got about a 3-week break.
Yeah, about 3 weeks.
And then you're all in.
And then we're all in starting May 17th every week, back outside behind the train station for the summer, right through the holiday season.
Nice.
And I want to take advantage of this opportunity to introduce my coworker, Audra.
Nice to meet you.
Hello, Audra.
She's been working with me for a little over a year. The big R word is on my horizon in about a year.
Rico Suave?
What's that? yeah, that one. Yep.
Oh, retirement.
Retirement.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, that gives you the opportunity to meet Rico and head off to the
Give me an opportunity
beaches.
to do a lot of things.
It does. Yes, it does. I understand that, and that we get to that point where let's
it's time.
enjoy
life. And Audra's been doing
Yeah.
a fantastic job, and the market's been doing great.
Yeah.
God bless all the vendors that participate and the producers that bring their goods to market every Saturday. And God bless the community members that come out. This winter, we're still averaging, between 400 and 500 people every Saturday
cases,
morning.
It's the only place where you can get some of these products.
Yeah. Yep.
is
I mean, this
big.
time of the year, we're still getting some fresh stuff. We do have a number of vendors that have the hoop houses and the greenhouses that they keep active year round. So you can get microgreens and some salad greens. And there's still the old standbys, the beets and the potatoes and the carrots and the root vegetables that store well through the winter.
And the meat.
Yeah.
And always wonderful, fresh local meat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't get nervous if you walk into Walmart and the meat counter's empty like it was in the early days of the pandemic. We have about 8 or 9 local producers that bring their meat products to market.
Wow. Yeah.
And they never run out. So
And you know where, how they were fed,
Exactly.
I mean, you just know that everything has been done.
You can speak right to the person that raised that animal.
Yep.
And
That's a big deal. Davey, now every time Beth comes in, she brings something. Almost, I feel bad because when we invite you, I feel like that took a long time to make.
It smells amazing.
What is it, by the way?
It is. It's actually an eggless recipe.
Okay.
We do have someone else that we make these for that is allergic to eggs.
Okay.
But it is a carrot cake loaf. So this is one of those things that I try to do recipes where you can get vegetables into good tasting, sweet tasting things to get to, so parents can do something sweet for their kids and still get some nutrition into them.
My sister has 4 and she is always looking for ideas.
Yep. So this is it's a fruit loaf. like zucchini bread or banana bread, but it's based on the carrot cake recipe. So there's carrot. There's also maple syrup in there because we just came out of maple syrup month. March was maple syrup month.
Where's the maple syrup from?
This one, I knew you were going to ask me that.
I'm sorry.
I have 2 or 3 different. I have maple syrup at home from several different producers. And
Local.
I just grab whichever bottle is open in the refrigerator. But
I was really surprised to see all of what they are able to produce out of VVS school.
Oh yeah, they do a wonderful job there.
Really
Their
incredible.
FFA group is very, very strong, and they've been doing it for years. And I think it's very innovative for them to actually create a business that the students run through the school.
And when you think about it, all the elements of that business. So you have to market the business.
Yeah.
That's a different
talk about life
different
skills.
career.
Absolutely.
You have to make it and produce it, and you all different
and
life
then you have
skill.
to market it, and then there's the customer service because you have to sell it. I mean, we have Farm Fest coming up in
Do you know
May,
that you can go to VVS and they learn how to look at you and actually speak to you during a transaction?
Like the old-fashioned way.
Like the old days.
Yeah.
You can go, I swear, you can go to the grocery store today and check out your groceries, and not with a real person, not in the automated
and still
one.
not have anybody make contact with you.
Not a single contact. It's unbelievable.
They don't even look up.
Don't even look up. It blows my mind. Davey, you seem to have really consumed what Beth brought.
He's already down a slice.
I like anything with carrot.
Carrots.
Really?
Carrot cake. Yeah, I love carrot cake, and this is phenomenal, Beth.
Yeah. I don't know if you've been noticing, but he's been. Is there any left?
I'm going to leave the rest. So.
Is there cinnamon in that?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
cinnamon,
very good.
Nutmeg, and ginger.
I had seen it's very funny how when you go to these farmers markets like yours, you get to take advantage of all of these things. And I was reading somewhere that somebody was saying you can put cinnamon in anything, and you could put it in your coffee or turmeric and any of these things that you can put right in the grounds when you're brewing your coffee, and it really elevates the health of what you're...
Cinnamon's very
Cinnamon
good.
is one of those things that will...
I take it for blood glucose control.
Okay. Neat.
So one thing I enjoy about the farmers markets is I've noticed, and I'm sure you have too, but when you go to the store, any store, and you buy your produce, it's we could use the terminology skunks. It just wilts within 2 to 3 days, so you have to use them so quickly. But when I'm so excited for farmers market season because that's where I get my fresh produce. It not only lasts, it's delicious. And I could tell you, I had tomatoes last year and I made my fresh tomato sandwiches, slice of American cheese.
Like
oh my gosh. I am like, you could see my mouth is watering because that's my favorite thing to eat in the summer. So I am really looking forward to coming back to the train station.
Yeah, and that's a really noticeable thing about what you get produce wise. A lot of stuff that even very high quality grocery stores.
Yes.
What is on the shelf for you to buy from day to day is at least 2 to 3 weeks post harvest.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know
Think about that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How is it still?
There are a number of grocery stores that are focused on getting things grown and harvested closer to where they sell it. But you're still looking at something that was picked not quite before it was completely ripened, put in a package, put on an 18-wheeler, and then hauled several hours from where it was grown and harvested.
And
the number of hands that it has to touch to get to you.
Good way to put it.
And now when you're going to the farmer's market, it's like just a couple
hands.
Yeah. And you can talk to the person that harvested it right there.
And there you're going to get seasonal stuff unless you're doing the hydroponic stuff, which is pretty
taking
awesome
off.
as well.
It is. It's taken off. But you
we
can't
have one
grow
in our
everything
office.
like that. Yeah, actually, we have a little hydroponic growing herbs and marigolds and all kinds of things.
Marijuana?
But no, marigolds.
Oh, marigolds.
And cucumbers.
The Oneida Indian Nation is calling.
The other thing that does worry me is like something like this. You're going to want to put in the refrigerator.
Yes.
And because if you don't, there's going to be mold.
Faster.
It'll spoil.
Yeah.
But that is a good thing. And we've forgotten that is a good thing. The thing that worries me is when you put something on the counter and a week later it's still sitting there and there's no mold.
Yes.
It does make you wonder what is inside there.
There's even been experiments with McDonald's hamburgers
Yeah.
that a year later they look the same way they did the day they took them out of the wrapper.
Twinkies is another one.
There was a story of a person, they opened a wall and they found McDonald's French fries from like the 1960s and they were still in pristine condition.
Listen, I just going to tell you, it gets on the weekend. Sometimes I'm so hungry, I'm looking under the seats, and you can find French fries. And if you're hungry enough, you'll eat it. And it's
I don't think I've ever been that hungry, Bill.
Me either. Although there was this one time I was looking for change to try to get off the turnpike coming back from the there does seem to be a casino all the way down there in Connecticut.
Yep.
And then you got to back in the day when you had to pay to get off with real money.
Yes.
When there's real people, not just this big metal thing.
Before Easy Pass.
And as I was collecting, I really got 2 giant handfuls. It was enough to get off and onto the New York State Thruway. And I went to hand it to the woman, and she looked at me and said, "Keep it. I'll pay for it myself." So if you're ever looking for a way to get away, although today it's all
it's all Easy Pass. Yeah,
can't even do it. But it's great stuff. You get real good things that are good for you.
Local, fresh.
Local.
And if you have a question about what is this and how do I cook it, the person who grew it is standing right there in front of you. You can ask the question. It closes the gap between the producer and the consumer, which is another plus.
All right, great stuff. Will you be cooking and baking?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay, just checking. When you say a year, is it a year from?
Early next August.
Oh, okay,
next
all right.
August.
She's got some time to go.
Yeah, got some time.
Yeah. All right, Beth Irons, thank you. Nice to meet you.
Thank you for glad to be back.
This is really, really good. So
it's great.
It is.
It's great with a scoop of ice cream on it.
Oh, you tease.
Trying to be healthy.
Pop it in the microwave and warm it up for like breakfast with your coffee.
Let me tell you, this will go in the toaster. This would not break up in a toaster.
Warm it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Drizzle a little maple syrup
butter
on it, a little honey maybe.
I know the butter is not.
And just as an FYI, this is a carrot thing, but you'll notice as you eat it that there's green in there, and that is actually the carrot reacting with the baking powder.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
It's a chemical reaction. It's harmless. They're still good carrots. They just turn green after you bake them.
So you can turn it into a science experiment with
you
the kids.
You could, yeah. Ooh, qualitative chemistry raises its head.
There you go. Make them go to STEM.
I have Joe, Davey. Are any of these calls for this, or do you want me to break? He's paying attention. No, I'm going to break. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
There might be somebody on the phone asking for the recipe. I don't know, but if they are, I'll put them in touch with you.
It'll be on our site, or Facebook page.
Good stuff. Again, you're off this weekend. Final in the inside.
Yep, a week from tomorrow.
And
then we're off for a few weeks before we launch outside on the 17th of May.
All right. Very good. Great stuff. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And good to see you back here. Got a break. Come right back at WIBX.
For a lasting impression, trust the quality and craftsmanship of Humphrey Memorials. They're experienced in all facets of memorial design, sales of monuments and mausoleums, on-site cemetery lettering, cleaning and restoration, and specialty services like etched glassware, mirrors, and landscape products. Humphrey Memorials of Herkimer has been making a lasting impression in central New York since 1946. They also handle commercial construction projects as well. Find out more at humphrey-memorials.com or call 866-4471.
Hi everyone, it's Lisa from Fit Body Bootcamp. Have you been feeling a little stressed lately? Well, my friends, you are not alone. April is National Stress Awareness Month, and at Fit Body, we help our members de-stress by providing challenging 30-minute fat-burning workouts and exceptional nutrition support to help you boost your mood and help you de-stress. But don't wait, join us today in Clinton or Whitesboro, and let us bring some happiness into your life. Your first 3 sessions are free. See you soon.
Trust and Will knows that we'll all eventually need a will. How about right now? Trust and Will makes creating your will easy, like while you're lounging on the couch easy. Trust and Will is designed by attorneys but customized by you, and all documents are state-specific and secure. Find your plan at trustandwill.com and use offer code RADIO now for 20% off. That's trustandwill.com, offer code RADIO. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. Visit trustandwill.com for details.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Celebrate AmeriQ Credit Union's 75th anniversary with an extra 0.75% off your auto and rec loans. Apply today at ameriq.org/loan sale.
Good morning, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time is 8:32. I'm Megan Stone with your news update. Currently, it is 31 degrees. Under cloudy skies, your full weather forecast is coming up next. Over 1,700 pounds of butter is being recalled over bacterial contamination. The FDA says the product has high levels of coliform, a bacteria found in animal waste. The recall will affect Cabot Creamery's extra creamy premium butter with sea salt. It was sold in packs of 2 4-ounce sticks across multiple states. If you have this butter, do not consume it. Instead, return it for a full refund or throw it out. Another recall, Wegmans announcing the recall of a product that has been found on its store shelves, the supermarket chain, recalling its brand of bagged braised beef with vegetables due to concerns it contains a white rubber foreign material. The item has a best buy day of April 16th, and so far, there have been no illnesses connected to this recall. Anyone who purchased the product can return it for a full refund. A gun buyback event is going to be taking place in Syracuse this weekend. It's happening Saturday in the St. Lucy's Church Gymnasium on Gifford Street from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. Amounts being offered for each weapon turned in range from $750 for an assault rifle to $25 for a non-working, replica, antique, or 3D printed gun. All weapons must be brought to the drop-off site unloaded and placed in the trunk of a vehicle, plastic or paper bag or box. And one of the biggest names in Hollywood is making a visit to Central New York this year. Actress Sydney Sweeney will be making the Grand Marshal for the Parade of Champions in Canastota during June's International Boxing Hall of Fame induction weekend. Sweeney, who you know from Euphoria, she is set to star in a movie about female boxer Christy Martin, who was put in the Hall of Fame in 2020. This year's class includes Manny Pacquiao, Jessica Chavez, Vinny Paz, and referee Kenny Bayless. Your WIBX news time is 8:34. You still have time to enter to win $1,000 this hour for Win Keeler's Cash. Your code is 441. Head on over to WIBX950.com and enter code 441 under the Win Cash tab to get yourself in the running for that $1,000 prize. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM. Here is your Weather Center forecast.
Rain coming in this afternoon, 43. Tonight, occasional rain, but then some rain and snow, maybe a period of snow late tonight, early tomorrow. And then rain tomorrow afternoon, 43. Could be up to an inch or so. Obviously, there may be more in the higher elevations. Or rain over the weekend. I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick from the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Right now, it is 31 degrees under cloudy skies. Your WIBX news time, 8:35. I'm Megan Stone.
Davey, did you see who is going to be leading the Boxing Hall of Fame parade?
Yeah, Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah.
And I hope I usually don't go on Sundays.
You're gonna go this one.
Well, here's where
There's a reason why she was on SNL, and the entire bit was about guys just gushing over her.
I usually don't go to the parade because you can't get to it. Here's where I go. I go Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and that's where I get the good stuff, the autographs.
Are you going to skip Sydney Sweeney though?
No, I'm hoping that she's walking around there on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday.
All right.
If not, I'll have to go Sunday and see her.
What you do is you pose as her security detail because you can do it. Put on the sunglasses, tuxedo with a fake earpiece. You'll be able to get in. I guarantee it.
Or get arrested. One or the other. Wayne, good morning. You're on the radio.
Megan, I like your style.
Well, thank you.
Bill,
Yes, sir.
I was just having a piece of toast with that Cabot butter, and I'm getting a slightly nutty flavor on the back of my tongue.
You're creamy, very creamy. Yeah.
Yeah, extra dimension, right?
Yeah. Wow.
Anyway,
yeah, that's a bad story to be reading first thing in the morning, right?
Yeah, especially if you're buttering your toast.
When you're buttering your toast. And it's not like it's a brand you've never seen before. That's something we see in our grocery stores. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I got a ticket the other day. I was entering the thruway over there by Westmoreland where you get on to, you know.
Yep.
And as soon as I come around the loop, and you could either go towards Herkimer or towards Vernon, you know, Syracuse, I come around the loop, and all of a sudden, of course, I look behind me, and there's a policeman with his lights on, and I'm like, it's got to be for me, because I don't know why, but they unsafely tailgate you when they're going to pull you over. So
what did you do?
I pull over. I did absolutely nothing. But you know what? In the eyes of the law, if you're guilty, you're guilty. I don't care.
What did you do? What did they say? What did you get ticketed for?
There, I want you to say, what did they say
Yes,
I did? Okay,
yes.
so what I did was they pulled me over. He comes to the passenger side, which I was surprised too, that they come to the passenger side, which is smarter.
Right, so you're not in the traffic, yeah.
He says to me, you know why I'm pulling you over? Immediately, he goes, you know why I'm pulling you over? I said, absolutely not. He goes, well, you're on your cell phone. I said, my cell phone was on speakerphone. It was on my lap. He goes, yeah, but it was in your hand.
Was it in your hand?
You know what it was? It was on as you make that turn and you go
and you grabbed it
around the loop. I was steadying it with my hand, but he seen me look down because I didn't want it to fall in between the seat, and it doesn't make a difference. You have no defense whatsoever.
I know.
Once they pull you over, it's $300 automatically, or a court charge plus something. I mean, there's absolutely no compromise when you're pulled over. They have an agenda, and you are guilty.
Well,
can you contest it?
I don't care.
If I can tell you, there is you can call it an agenda. There's a movement right now to a crackdown on safe driving, and whether it be
got the phone to your ear,
seatbelt, phones, all that stuff, distracted driving. There is a current crackdown on that right now on the thruway.
This was ridiculous. I mean, this is ridiculous. All I did, you know what the thing is I had, the readers. I can't see anything without my readers, and I had them. They were on my head from earlier, and I just left them there. And as I was going along, like I said, he turned around. All he seen me do was look down. He was a nice policeman. Don't get me wrong. He was probably the nicest policeman I've ever run into in my life. And I'm
assuming this was a New York State trooper.
Trooper, a trooper.
Okay.
He goes, I seen you as you came on. You were on your phone. He said it like I was on my phone, I had it on, having a full blown conversation with it in my ear. It was down on my lap, and all he seen me do was look down. That's all I did. I looked down because it was going to slide over. And he goes, you were on your phone. And I'm like, yeah, okay, you caught me. I told him, I said, yes, I was on the phone. I was on speakerphone.
Yeah.
And then he come back, Bill. He came back, and I'm not joking when I tell you, I got a 2.5 foot long ticket.
I know they print them right
like
there on the scene.
receipt.
Yeah, they do it right on the scene.
Yeah, 2.5 foot long. It's just slightly bigger than a TV I got in my kitchen.
But hey, I appreciate you giving us a heads up about that, because that's how strict the situation is right now. So those who are entering the thruway, they now know. Put your phone away because they're watching.
Well, it's not just entering the thruway. It's I believe it's a New York State crackdown from Albany on distracted driving. So,
Bill, I called you and said this to you because I didn't know. I seriously did not know that there always is an underwritten small print rule. I didn't know, but they should make people. They don't make people aware because they want to give them a ticket. They should make people more aware of what is legal and what isn't.
Well, here's
legal
the problem.
When it comes to that.
Here's the problem. If you're going around the corner and you don't have your soda, you got a soda in the car, and it falls, and you go to grab it, and that technically is distracted driving. So there can be more than just
radio,
your phone or even, I guess the radio. But I'm going to tell you, on the thruway, I've seen some people, I think they should be ticketed. Forget the cell phone. They should be ticketed for their little dogs.
Yes,
those
on their lap.
stupid little dogs on their lap.
Licking their face, sticking their head out their window.
Like, what are you? That's crazy. What are you doing? Or on the thruway, I swear to God, I've seen people reading newspapers. So, I mean, you can. There's a lot of distraction out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would have. Maybe you shouldn't have said yes. I was on my phone. I know you're going down.
I'll tell you what. I know
strategy.
it's going to be It's going to be senseless, and I'm going to try and fight it because I mean, no matter what you do. I mean,
Wayne,
the least you could do is try and get it reduced or something like that.
You got to try to get it reduced because otherwise it'll cost you big time in your insurance. So.
Yeah, and points on the
All
license.
right, Wayne, be careful out there. Be careful.
Thanks, guys.
Bye,
All
Wayne.
right, thank you. Let's see Joe Load on the line right now. Joe. Load. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning, Bill. How's everybody doing today?
Well, Wayne's upset. He's got a ticket, but you got to be careful. Yep, got to be careful.
You got to take care of supporting the state and our revenue. You know, I mean that's how they make their money for this state. There's not enough people working in the state, so we're just going to go hand out tickets, and that's what pays the bills. We realized that a long time
So you think it's a revenue generator?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I get that there's distracted driving. You shouldn't be on your phone. And nowadays, but 90% of all cars have hands-free calling. There's no reason to be on your phone.
You're right.
Exactly.
All right. But you know what what does happen is there are people that still text and you shouldn't have to, right? Because you can text with using Siri, hands-free text.
Absolutely, so easy.
Reason. And but when
like
here's where it goes bad. When something goes wrong and you're like, God, this isn't working, then you're trying to fix it and get it reconnected to your car. Meanwhile, you're still driving, and that can be a real doozy of a problem. So
yeah, you should definitely pull over to do any kind of thing like that and make sure you're connected before you drive.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, being an Italian, I have to be hands-free because I talk with my hands.
That's right. Very important.
So you drive with your feet, Joe.
Right now, I'm talking to you and I'm waving my hands around, and the person in front of me is thinking, "What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong?"
That's right. Yeah, but this guy's really mad in front of me.
We need to get you a Tesla that self-drives.
And how do you do it with just one hand and one hand on the steering wheel? I mean, that's just got to be the most difficult thing. Being Italian and all.
Oh, no, I use my knee to drive the steering wheel.
Your knee. That's perfect.
That's challenge.
And you know, there is the keep in the lane button. You put that on. At least you swerve a little bit. But when you get pulled over and blow the breathalyzer, you're not drunk. It's just that's how it's handled.
You're just full of hot air.
Yes.
Hey, I got to tell you, I wanted to call because if you're looking for something to do tonight, it's Ladies' Night at Jack's on South Trenton Road in South Trenton, and Joe Lowe's DJing a Ladies' Night party. We have giveaways from Lennon's. We have giveaways from the Lifted Cup Cafe, Lynx Automotive. We also have a really nice earring necklace package from Park Lane Jewelry. If you're into Park Lane, go see Lourdes Fumarola. She's fantastic. She's the local rep. But it's going to be a ladies' night. Thursday night, ladies' night at Jack, 6 to 11 with the load.
I do not know how you're able to do it, but I believe there may have been 4 different plugs in that plug that you just gave. Brilliance. The brilliance of it all. All right, Joe. Good luck.
Hey, on another note, very sad to hear about Mimi.
Yes, Mimi Griswold.
Letting me know.
Yeah.
I mean, she was always really kind to me when we were at, Rock 107 and that. And, she was really nice. I missed the Blue Moon Cafe, and it's too bad.
Yeah, managers never liked me. I don't know why. I don't know why. But Mimi was very, very.
But I heard you tipped well.
She was very nice, and it was very sad to hear that she was young, for God's sakes. But I will I will at least say this. I think that it's important. There was nobody any more dedicated and responsible for the success of K-Rock and TK, and she had her Blue Moon Cafe show on, and NOUR, and all of what occurred over the years. She was a hard-working person that did a really tremendous job. So sad to see that news.
Without a doubt.
Yep. All right, Joe. Thank you.
Hey, have a great day.
Okay, you too. Jake in Utica. I'll do one more before I break. Good morning, Jake. Good morning.
Good. Good morning, Bill. Welcome back, Megan.
Hi, Jake. How are you?
She's leaving tomorrow. Just for the record, she's gone for a week. So.
Oh, good for you.
I'm giving Bill a vacation.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
Anyway, Cher is not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I thought she was inducted last year.
No.
It might have been a nomination and not an induction. I don't know.
Right. Rare Earth is not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
Kansas?
there are some. Kansas is not in the Hall of Fame.
No.
The thing that kills me is these, remember how big Kansas was. I mean, I realized it was more of a mellow rock, but they were enormous. But then you look at some of the people that have made it into the Hall of Fame, and it's just not. It's a bit mind-blowing, in my opinion.
Guess who? They're not in the Hall of Fame. Elvis and the Jordanaires. Elvis, of course, is in it. The Jordanaires, they're in the Country Hall of Fame.
Okay. Megan.
I do need to correct you. Cher was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame last year.
I thought it was last year. Either nominated. I knew she was at least nominated.
Because I remember her outfit. It was fire.
Yeah. It is shocking. Some of the bands that aren't, and I don't get it. I don't know how they come up with that stuff.
Here's one. Dion and the Belmonts. I always liked that group. Dion's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
But not the Belmonts?
And the Belmonts are not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Well, how do you put Dion in without the Belmonts?
Exactly.
Yeah. Crazy. I don't understand it. And then some of the ones who are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame are clearly not rock and roll. I don't understand how they're getting in before some of the greats that have been excluded.
It's because they changed the definition.
Bill.
Yeah, they have changed it. And you may be right. It is politics. In some cases, there are rifts between, the band members and what have you, and, maybe people making the decisions. I guess.
Just want to see the B-52s
Megan, I
get in.
apologize, Megan. I thought she was not. Cher was not in the.
Listen.
She was snubbed in 2023, and so she had a famous interview on the Kelly Clarkson show where she says, "I don't give a bleep that I don't get in," and so everyone went, "Oh, we need to get Cher in."
Jake, I'm just gonna tell people this call is actually a repeat, and it was done 2 years ago when she wasn't in.
Yes, it's May 12th, 2023.
And then tomorrow you can call in and say, remember that time 2 years ago when I called in and said Cher wasn't in? Guess what? They must have heard me. They put her in. She's in now.
The Marvelettes, back in the 60s,
Marvelettes,
they were big. They're not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
INXS is not in.
I was looking at a list recently of acts that have not made it in. In some cases, maybe the lead singer got in as part of their solo career, but the band didn't get in. It just doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How do you? I wonder how they feel about that.
Right.
The ones that
don't get in. Yeah.
Sure.
I don't get it, Jake. I don't get it. Either way, have a great day, and remember, make sure you call tomorrow and say, remember 2 years ago when I called in. All right, you're going to look like a genius.
There you go.
Have a great day, guys.
You do the same, Jake.
Bye.
Thanks. Quick break,
Bye.
and we'll come right back at WIBX.
Are your tires tough enough for the journey ahead? The Nokian Tires Outpost tire is strong enough for getaways, but comfortable for the daily grind. The Outpost is infused with puncture-resistant fibers, assembled in North America, and covered by a pothole protection warranty. Extend your adventures with the Nokian Tires Outpost.
Find Nokian Tires Outpost tires at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Locations in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer. Learn more at tallmanstire.com.
Now at Kubota Orange Days, your local Kubota dealer at White's Farm Supply is delivering the savings you need for the life you love. Join us on Saturday, April 26th at our Waterville location for the exclusive deals on America's favorite compact tractors. We'll help you find the perfect match with special Orange Days financing and savings. Don't miss this chance to save on the Kubota you've always wanted. Only at White's Farm Supply in Waterville on Saturday, April 26th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
White's Farm Supply.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Trust Will knows that we'll all eventually need a will. How about right now? Trust Will makes creating your will easy, like while you're lounging on the couch easy. Trust Will is designed by attorneys but customized by you, and all documents are state-specific and secure. Find your plan at trustandwill.com and use offer code RADIO now for 20% off. That's trustandwill.com, offer code RADIO. Trust Will is an online estate planning service. Visit trustandwill.com for details.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
So, Davey, I swear that I got something yesterday, but maybe I didn't. I don't know. But the Baseball Hall of Fame did announce their schedule for festivities. We'll have Craig Muter on tomorrow to get into that a little bit. But I can't find it right now on this computer. Sometimes everything's supposed to match, right? But sometimes these weird things happen, and what is on my home computer doesn't end up on my work computer.
And then you can ask them about former Met reliever Billy Wagner going in this year, along with Dave Parker and the other Hall of Famers. CC Sabathia is going in this year.
Yeah, it'll be a big year for the Hall of Fame. The First Bloom Bridal event is on now through April 30th at Steve Lennon and Company Jewelers in the Village of New Hartford. And it's 30% off. Engagement ring settings, buy one, get one free wedding bands, in-store 12-month interest-free financing with some exclusions, and an amazing custom bridal line with custom-made wedding rings and bands. And repairs are done in-store right in front of you. This is, to me, one of the most important things, and that is there is a master jeweler, certified master jewelers on location, gemologists there. An artist that can help you design your own ring. Or maybe you have a design. Maybe you have a ring that is an heirloom piece or just an heirloom piece of jewelry. You want to take the jewelry off that and create something different. Whatever you have in your mind, they can do it for you at Steve Lennon and Company Jewelers. And also in New Hartford, the Good Feet Store. Did you know there's a Good Feet Store located right here? It's at 4630 Commercial Drive in New Hartford. If you're having back pain or hip and shoulder pain, knee pain, it may very well be coming from your feet and the shoes that you're wearing, or maybe you just need an adjustment. They have arch support specialists there. They will do a no obligation, free, personalized fitting that will fit you with an arch support that they may very well change your life. Lifetime warranty. It's a 3-step process. Begins with strengtheners, maintainers, and relaxers. 3 categories of arch supports that can change your life. And reach out today. The Good Feet Store is located at 4630 Commercial Drive in New Hartford. I'm going to get a little boost from the shoe area coming up tomorrow, as I'll be fitted to try this and see how it works. John Decker is the chief White House correspondent with Gray TV. And John, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, quite a day yesterday with the president pausing those reciprocal tariffs for 90 days. And we saw the reaction in financial markets. That's a good thing, but there's still uncertainty. A lot of tariffs still in place as it relates to goods coming into the U.S. And we don't know what's going to happen as it relates to negotiations with, upwards of 75 different countries. It takes time to work out these trade deals. The USMCA trade agreement, for instance, took a year. You multiply that by 75, you give a sense that it's not going to be all done within the 90-day time frame.
Interesting. I got to tell you, some of the pictures that you send me that I get a chance to, whether pictures or video, you need to really seriously consider doing one of those coffee table books where it's just a day in the life of John Decker over the course of, your career or the last 10 years. It is amazing the places and the things that you see firsthand. It's just incredible.
Well, I never take it for granted. That's why, I'm doing that in real time, because I realize this is history. It really is. When we see all of the policy pronouncements coming from President Trump, and I've traveled with him, to places like Singapore, as he meets with Kim Jong-un, or meets with other world leaders at the White House, President Zelensky. So, all of it is remarkable, and it's the kind of thing that, 50 years from now, they'll be teaching this stuff in the history book. So it's really important to appreciate it in the moment. You know what, Bill?
It's incredible. I can't imagine seeing it all firsthand. John, I did want to ask you from your legal perspective, your thoughts on some of the decisions that are coming out from the Supreme Court, and then this piece in the House where they're trying to limit a federal judge's reach. What are your thoughts and interpretation of all of it?
Well, as far as the Supreme Court is concerned, we've seen some 5-4 decisions over the course of the past 2 weeks that have really benefited the White House. We've seen a decision 5-4, which will allow the administration to proceed with eliminating thousands of jobs of individuals who were probationary employees for the federal government. That was not based on any legal issue, but rather because the plaintiffs in the case lacked the standing. But another issue, which was a big win for the president and his deportation policy, has to do with just that deportation policy based on the Alien Enemies Act, and that allows the administration to pursue individuals that it deems a threat to national security. Those individuals, however, here's the caveat to that decision, Bill, they must be given a hearing by a federal judge in Texas to state so they can state their case, to make their case as to why they should not be deported from the U.S.
Very interesting. And then in that one case, it was a venue issue, right? The Supreme Court said this should not have been argued here. It should have been in Texas. And I think they actually found a federal judge in Texas where they actually got a better ruling. That probably will make its way back to the Supreme Court. But I got to say, just amazing the stuff that is going on and how quickly it's happening right now. John, we appreciate your firsthand vision, your firsthand interpretation of everything out there. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.
You do the same.
Bye.
John Decker, Chief White House Correspondent, with some of the pictures he sends. It's just unbelievable. Mm-hmm. All right, news coming up next. Then Kilmeade.
Hi, folks. This is Rob Hilton. Your family is your greatest treasure. Is your estate plan ready to protect them when it matters most? At Hilton Estate and Elder Law, we understand the importance of getting it right. That's why we offer a free review of your current plan. Together, we'll assess it and provide honest feedback to ensure it truly works. No cost, no obligation, just confidence and peace of mind. Let's prepare for the future together. Schedule a free review today.
Hilton, you know the name, they know the law.
Trust and Will knows that we'll all eventually need a will. How about right now? Trust and Will makes creating your will easy, like while you're lounging on the couch easy. Trust and Will is designed by attorneys but customized by you, and all documents are state-specific and secure. Find your plan at trustandwill.com and use offer code RADIO now for 20% off. That's trustandwill.com, offer code RADIO. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. Visit trustandwill.com for details.
Hi everyone, it's Lisa from Fit Body Bootcamp. Have you been feeling a little stressed lately? Well, my friends, you are not alone. April is National Stress Awareness Month, and at Fit Body, we help our members de-stress by providing challenging 30-minute fat-burning workouts and exceptional nutrition support to help you boost your mood and help you de-stress. But don't wait. Join us today in Clinton or Whitesboro, and let us bring some happiness into your life. Your first 3 sessions are free. See you soon.
The church gives us a